catcher's first job is to handle the pitching staff. The catcher's first job is to manage the game from behind home plate. If he can hit, great, but that's not always the case.
And you always hear the stories in the major leagues. Sometimes the more prima donna pitchers will only pitch to one catcher. They want almost exclusive rights to one guy because they just like the way it's handled.
Yep, and you can't blame them really if it's not broke. Don't fix it.
And we are ready to go. It is Lucas Gooden, Nick Pastor, and Felix Abaret that leads off the top of the first for the Utica Unicorns. Looking for that offense again last weekend in the public games, if you were watching on the USPBL network. In their 2 games, Utica saw 17 runs, which, well, I think any manager will take that performance. But in the non-public earlier this week, shut out in a 1-0 loss. Back to what they were pre-All-Star break. Lucas Gooden comes up to bat. Leadoff man, hitting from the left side. Hitting just over 275. One of the better batters in the Unicorn lineup all season long.
Good with 2 home runs this year.
Got some pop from the left side. As you see the healthy hack. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Carolden, the righty, will come at you with just a 3-pitch mix. Fastball, curveball, changeup. That's about as traditional as they come. Fastball called strike 2. Maybe a bit away. Umpire goes up with the right hand, but 93 on the gun in the first inning. Carolden, he's shown a propensity to have the velo, and he's shown it early tonight.
Flores in center field, shaded towards right. Big gap between left and right field.
Gooden fouls it off the other way. 94 on that fastball. Has to feel good when in the first inning, before you're even into the flow, you're touching 94.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe, if I remember correctly, a few weeks ago he got up to 97 on the gun.
Well, and it's much cooler than it's been. It's 78 at game time. As you see that fouled away. So that could work to the pitcher's advantage because they may not get as gassed as fast.
And I'm sure all the batters hate it, but when the games start this time of night, you can see the shadows. I talk about it almost the time. That is about, what would you say, 40% of the way to home plate. Shadows going from light to dark as the 2-2 foul back.
Gordon battling, or Gooden battling.
Carolden trusting that fastball early. Dan, I know usually the first time through the order you want to show as little as possible. So he's trying to find that strikeout pitch with the heater. And there's the 1 time out from Gooden. Taking a break. Dan, we were talking pregame about some of the new rules, and one of them right there, you get 1 timeout as a batter per at-bat.
And 2 disengagements as a pitcher, just like the majors.
1-2 once again. Wave and a miss. 95 with the fastball, foul tipped into the glove. And Ryan Carolden starts off his night with a strikeout. Nobody on, 1 away for the center fielder, Nick Pastor.
Pastor batting .304 coming into this one.
He is leading the Unicorns in batting. He has been very solid for Jim Essien out of the 2 spot. First pitch. Oh,
whoa,
wow.
Lost his bat.
I think that's a pretty good pitch. I mean, that was middle, and I don't know if Pastor is indecisive or what have you, but that's one that you're going to spare from the highlight reel. If you're Pastor, I'm sure Carolden, that's one front and center. Healthy dose of the fastball early. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Boy. Another challenge fastball. Caught a lot of the plate. Pastor just couldn't catch up to it.
No, he's late on that. Everything pretty much in the 90s.
What are you going here? 0-2, 2 straight fastballs. Do you go with the third one?
Yeah, up high. Eye high.
Carolden into the motion. The 0-2. And exactly what you were looking for. That's a pretty good pitch, and a stone-cold take from Pastor is rewarded. 1-2.
Now you got to see if you can get him to fish.
See if you get the changeup or the curveball. changed eye level. And there's the changeup. Over top of it, Pastor, and Ryan Carolden through two batters, looking really solid. Compare a punch out as Felix Aberrett comes up to bat.
Yeah, 11 pitches, 2 strikeouts. That's pretty effective work.
Aberrett just trying to put a ball in play. He does have a better batting average than Pastor, although only in 5 games. He's been a recent addition to the Unicorns, and he's hit the ground running.
He's got a slugging percentage of .579, so that's not too shabby.
That is pretty solid.
And that's over a 900 OPS.
The 1-0 to Aberrett. Jam shot into left field. Was able to get around on the fastball. Didn't barrel it up. Didn't need to. And Aberrett gets on with the 2-out single.
Considering what he saw with the first 2 batters, I'm pretty sure he's happy with that.
And we talk about how baseball can be very fickle. That one makes up for the one you barrel up right at someone in 2 weeks.
Right.
Power batting Josh Baker comes to the plate. No one's hit 5 home runs yet this year. Josh Baker, one of the men with 4.
He's tied with Davis.
Swing and a little tardy on the fastball. 93 on the gun. 0-1. Now Carolden has to work out of the stretch here in the first. Some guys that may affect more than others, but Carolden, well, at least with that first pitch, didn't look like it bothered him too much.
Baker also with a .493 slugging percentage, as you see the chopper.
And doesn't hit it far. Carolden fields his position well. The underhand toss to Joe Burke, and the 2-out single does not come to pass. A pair of strikeouts for Ryan Carolden as we head to the bottom of the first. Still scoreless. Diamond Hoppers coming up to bat here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Bottom of the first inning here at Jimmy John's Field on the USPBL Network. Brady Beaton and Dan York as the Diamond Hoppers come to bat. Let's take a look at the 3-dimensional defensive lineup for the Utica Unicorns here in tonight's contest. Dan, what do the Unicorns look like in the field?
Left field, it'll be Josh Baker, Pastor in center, and Diaz in right. In the infield, we've got Baggett at shortstop, Curiel at second, Gooden at first, Bishart behind the dish, and Harvin on the bump.
Jacob Bishart, a very solid bat. Been playing a lot of first base, gets the start behind the plate, but Tristan Harvin, we talked about it in the top half of the inning. Second in the league amongst qualified pitchers in ERA. He will give the Unicorns a chance to win this game.
Yeah, an outstanding effort in the All-Star game.
There you see Tristan Harvin getting ready to face Luis Acevedo, Taj Porter, and Joe Burke will be the first 3 Diamond Hoppers to lead off the game. Harvin out of the abbreviated windup. First pitch fastball catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And Dan, I think we're starting to see it more and more slowly phase out the traditional windup, and you'll see things like Harvin where he just takes a step back, and it's really closer to the stretch than you would see from a windup from, say, 40, 50 years ago.
Right. It's a stretch facing facing the plate. I mean, see, he's not even directly facing the plate like a traditional windup would work.
Ground ball to the left side. Baggett goes to his bare hand side, throws across the diamond, and Acevedo retired for out number 1.
Nice play by the shortstop. Nice arm.
Working away from first base. Did a nice job planting and put it right on the money. Taj Porter comes up to bat. He was a late addition to the lineup. Probably, what would you say, Dan, about an hour to an hour and a half before the game is when they made the call to...
As we were talking to the manager.
And Ryan Cockey said Marcoux coming off the IR didn't re-aggravate anything, was just feeling a little sore and would rather be safe than sorry, especially with a bat like Marcoux. So Taj Porter getting a chance in the 2 spot.
Well, he legged out a couple of doubles last night, so coming back from the injury, that's a lot of stress and just tired legs probably.
Absolutely, but Porter getting an opportunity, and sometimes that's all a person needs. The chance in a premium spot in the lineup. 2-0. Missed. Looked like
that wasn't a bad pitch.
I say maybe near the top of the zone, but that's probably the most debated part of the strike zone is where does it start at the top? Everyone knows the knees, the width of the plate, but you'll get some guys that barely give it above the belt to guys that will give it all the way to about the chest.
And Harvin just caught the corner right there.
3-1, still a good hitter's count for Taj Porter. Righty into the motion, delivers.
Oh.
Just missed inside. Porter spins out of the way, works a 5-pitch walk. Say it was inside, but as much as Porter crowds the plate, it wasn't as inside as you might think.
What are your thoughts about the possible robot strike zone in the majors?
I think if it can be perfected, then I would be for it. There's obviously still going to need to be some human element behind there as Joe Burke hits one hard foul. But it's something that I don't want to see until all the kinks are worked out. So in some lower leagues, figure it out. I know.
Yeah, you and I were talking about this before, how some of these independent leagues partnering with Major League Baseball are trying some of these things out.
I believe in A-ball they're experimenting with a challenge where basically if you don't agree, you tap your head and then they go to the robot. That, I think, could work as the next ball hit high on the ground but foul. Quickly 0-2 on Joe Burke.
Yeah, I think it's an either. I think it's going to be an either-or thing. Either fully commit to it.
Right. Oh, 2 to Burke, the hero from last night. Runner on first, Taj Porter.
Burke, one of the home run leaders with 4.
All right, talked about that. Tied with Baker. As the pitch misses away, Tristan Harvin for the Unicorns comes at you with an interesting mix. The four-seam fastball, the splitter, and the curve. One that goes straight, one that dives down, one that goes away to right-handed batters. 1-2. Hot shot, but foul. Down the left field line. Burke battling. And he take an early lead. The runner on and one away.
He got that one pretty close to the fist. Did not get the barrel on there.
And down the left field line. He had to get out of the way of that one. Putting himself in the danger zone. Curveball missed up high, 2-2.
And it doesn't get any easier with Schellenbarger on deck.
No, and you do not want to have 2 guys on when Schellenbarger comes up. He's been seeing the ball well this week. And in BP, it wasn't any different today. The 2-2. Low and away. 3-2. And what an at bat by Joe Burke. Fouled off some tough pitches.
He started off 0-2.
Right. and has very slowly worked his way back to 3-2. Big pitch here early in the first inning. Harvin set, waits, steps up. That'll be his first disengagement. Maybe wanted to reset the pitch clock, wasn't ready, didn't like the pitch call he had. Harvin settles in, 3-2. High and inside with the heater. Back-to-back free passes by Harvin. 2 on for Bryant Schellenbarger. And Dan, one of the reasons why these pitchers have been so successful is they've avoided walks and 2 in the first inning, hoping you can get that ground ball to kind of erase those mistakes.
And now you're bringing up a solid hitter. He might be a double play candidate because of his speed, but a 286 hitter with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs, so this is a challenge.
Schellenbarger homered in each of his last 2 games. Hits some more fly balls than ground balls. So he's more likely to pop out than ground out, but you're right. If you can maybe get him over top of a splitter, hit something hard in the dirt, erase those walks, but a first pitch miss was not particularly close.
Harvin doesn't look that comfortable, does he?
No, he doesn't.
There you go. That's nice.
Long swing from Schellenbarger. Brings it 1-1.
And Harvin throwing mostly in the mid to upper 80s.
You can make that look quicker if you can command the off speed and slow a bat down and speed it back up with that mid-high 80s fastball. The 1-1. Taking it the other way, but slicing foul. It was barreled up by Schellenbarger, and he really had to stick that one out. That would have brushed a righty back, but somehow he still barrels it up.
So 1-2 count on Schellenbarger.
You throw something low here, right? Try to get him to swing over top of something and punch it in the dirt.
Yes.
Curveball.
Because if you miss up high, he's going to hit it out.
Right. And if you miss low, it's 2-2.
Right.
The 1-2 on its way. A very indecisive swing fouled away. But Schellenbarger staying alive, basically said didn't like that one. Oh, let's see what's next.
Punched 1 to left and pulled 1 to right, so. See if we can hit this one up the middle.
See what Harvin comes with. That last one, the curveball. The 1-2. Turned on to right field. It is dying and it drops in front of Diaz. It'll only be a single. The runners had to hold with the ball in the air, but Schellenbarger singles, and the bases are juiced for Joseph Califoot, and a chance for the Diamond Hoppers to take an early lead.
Yeah, Harvin he's not missing by much, but when he does find the strike zone, there's not much on the pitch. It's kind of flat today.
And when you don't have that elite velocity, you need to rely on some weak contact or a big snapping curveball. And right now, if Califoot can put one in the air, do a job, take an early lead, you find a gap, Ryan Carroll then would be pretty comfortable going out there for the second inning.
Califoot batting .271. Only 4 RBIs on the season.
Chance to add to that number in the first inning. Bases loaded. Pitch misses outside. Porter on third, Burke on second, Schellenbarger on first. Walk, single after Acevedo grounded out to lead off the inning. Pitch number 20 of the frame coming from Harvin. Swing and a miss. Think Califoot was sitting fastball?
Yeah, and that's a nice pitch to throw there. It means you believe in your stuff to throw that pitch right there.
Harvin looks in. I mean, a double play is ideal, but you'll take a strikeout at any time. Ground ball, but foul. Past Mike Rice in the first base coaching box. Count remains 1-2, and that's the second or third time this inning we've seen Harvin come with the soft stuff, but the Diamond Hopper batters were able to battle it off with a non-premium swing.
Yeah, they've made him work on every at-bat.
1-2, again, the pitch. High and away. Fastball, non-competitive. The throw back almost got away from the infield. Heads up by Baggett to scoop it up. Count goes to 2-2.
And it's the expression goes, there's no place to put him, so they're going to have to figure it out.
Still with a pitch to work with, but you don't want to have to go to that payoff pitch. The 2-2. Strike three called. Caught a lot of the plate in Califoot with the backwards K and a big second out for Harvin.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch right there. Obviously, Califoot didn't think it was in the strike zone.
Say, that looked like a pretty solid pitch. Maybe fooled, maybe thinking he was going to see the fastball, but the bender is out. Number 2 brings up Anthony Flores. Bases loaded, 2 away. First pitch to Flores, fastball, outer black for strike 1.
Action in the Unicorn bullpen. That is Matt Colucci, number 44, warming up.
And you never want to have someone warming up in the first inning.
No.
Especially when you have a guy like Harvin who you're expecting a good outing from. Line shot, foul.
Wow, that would have been dangerous. Might have cleared the bases.
Would have at least been 2, depending on the bounce it would have taken in the corner. Could have been 3, but at the end of the day, it's just strike 2. Tristan Harvin, 1 pitch away from a stressful but relatively damage-free first inning.
There you see Colucci warming up.
Hoping not to have to use Jim Hessian, hoping not to have to use him for.
He had to assume he was going to get at least 4 or 5 innings out of Harvin tonight.
And another flare foul. It's got to be frustrating for Harvin. You know you're making a good pitch. You get a non-competitive swing, but they just are able to hold up enough to foul it away. Still 0-2. What do you come with here, Dan?
I'm going to waste one.
Fastball popped up.
Not where I thought he would go.
Looks like he's going to get the result he wanted as Weber brings it in. The Hoppers load the bases, but nothing more. It was a dramatic first inning that ultimately led to nothing. We've played an inning full, still 0-0 here on the USPBL network.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
With a transforming world, we can see how drastically the world is heading towards automation. And so, we need 24/7 surveillance and security systems for our homes and businesses to avoid any theft or breach of privacy. JARBCOM brings the installation of security cameras to the tip of your fingers with our state-of-the-art mobile app. JARBCOM also provides surveillance monitoring of your entire property with flexible options that offer a dependable solution to be scaled to fit any domestic or commercial need. Contact JARBCOM today for a free estimate at 800-369-0374 or look us up on the web at jarbcom.com.
Back here at Jimmy John's Field, Brady Beaton alongside Dan York as Ryan Carolden steps back on the bump scoreless here in the top of the second. You can see a lot of fans coming out here for Friday night fireworks. Stands are filled. The Chevy Pavilion is absolutely packed. The hill out in right field looks like people are getting room for a concert somewhere. I mean, there's not a lot of spots to spread out that blanket in. Well, if Ryan Carolden can pitch like he did in the first inning, he's going to put on a show.
Yeah, actually, both pitchers ended up putting on a show because Carolden dominated in the first inning, and Harvin really worked his way out of trouble in his part of the first inning.
Jacob Bisharat, Jared Weber, Patrick Baggett all come up here in the second. Bisharat, average is below 200, but he's got some pop in the bat. He's been swinging it better and seeing the ball better as of late. First pitch fastball at the knees for strike one.
And right back to 90 miles an hour.
A little longer than normal half inning for Carolden. Got up to 95 last inning. Ooh, he plunked him. Off speed, caught Bisharat in the leg. Leadoff man's on board with the hit by pitch.
You don't want to have to go to the stretch immediately after the first batter, but that's what happened right here.
See if Carolden can find that ground ball.
Didn't need it in the first.
Oh, had a pair of strikeouts in the first. Bisharat off of first. Spikes a fastball 1-0. Jared Weber, one of the newer additions to the Utica Unicorns. Only his 5th game on the year. Decent early returns, hitting .286, but still early. He was a midseason acquisition for Jim Essian's squad.
Yeah, only 14 at-bats.
Check, swing, foul. Weber was a little...
That caught the catcher.
Did that hit him? Oh, they're calling catcher interference, I believe.
Yeah.
That's Whit Hughes. Yeah, it hit his glove. Hit it clean off. It can't feel good.
No, in a tough spot now for Carolden. 2 runners without the assistance of a hit. Hit by a pitch and catcher's interference.
So he's thrown, what, 4 or 5 pitches and 2 runners have gone on and no hits. So Hughes taking a minute to talk with the trainer. Anytime, you know, a swinging bat hits you in the hand, I think it's safe to at least take a look, as that took the glove clean off. You could tell Hughes was in a bit of pain, as I would imagine. That could not have felt good.
Yeah, he's, I don't know if he's hiding the hand from them, but he's not happy right now.
Well, and one thing you have to remember, Taj Porter, the other catcher for the Diamond Hoppers, is the designated hitter tonight. So if Hughes has to come out, we'll have to see how they would manage that.
Well, you'd lose your DH, right?
I would
if that's the
imagine.
rules they play with here.
We'll have to double check during the break, but I don't know with the limited roster if injuries to a catcher, something along those lines would.
Kind of the Shohei Ohtani rule.
Yeah, right. I believe what's called the double hook or.
Yeah.
But Hughes looks like he's going to stick it out. And you don't want your hand to hurt anymore when low to mid 90s are coming in.
No, and I think it was his throwing hand, right?
No, I think it knocked it off the glove off.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's right. He was hiding his. Yeah. Okay.
After all that, Patrick Baggett comes up to bat. 2 runners on for the Unicorns. Ryan Carolden finds himself in a bit of a jam in the second.
Baggett, the slick fielding shortstop, has struggled offensively this year, but this could make him feel a lot better about his season with a RBI here.
If the Unicorns can take the lead, how quickly the early feelings of the games change from the Diamond Hoppers having the bases loaded with 1 away to not scoring and then to potentially give up a run in the top of the second. That would be a bit demoralizing. 1-0. Fouled straight back, 1-1. Talked about bad luck with Carolden. He's made one bad pitch this inning, and it was a curveball that just didn't break enough that hit Bisharat. And there's 2 guys on. 1 ball, 1 strike to the lefty, Baggett.
Bisharat not getting a really big lead at second.
1-1. Off the plate away with the breaking ball. 2-1.
Diaz on deck.
Diaz would love an RBI opportunity. Heck, perhaps with the bases loaded, the 2-1. Fastball away. Fastball's been a little slower this inning, maybe taking a bit off. That one came in at 91.
You know, his fastball was dominant in the first, so.
Or maybe he's aiming the pitch a bit too much. Carolden comes set. A 3-1. Fastball. Got it by Baggett. Count goes full. 2 on, nobody out. We're in the top of the second.
Strikeout would be huge here.
Would be ideal. Fan the first 2 batters he's faced. Carolden settles in. Pitch clock winding down. Delivers in time. Baggett fouls it away. Count stays full. Bisharat off a second, Weber off a first. Unicorns looking to take the lead in the top of the second inning. Payoff pitch once again. Fouled away once again.
All of these batters have really been putting together good at-bats.
On both sides as well. By the way, that fastball's climbed back up to 93. Looking for that put-away pitch. He's gone back-to-back fastballs in a full count. You go with the 3rd straight heater?
Considering Baggett's batting average, yeah, I think so. I go right after him. Oh, he went with the off-speed stuff.
Got him out in front. Had the ground ball he wanted, just a bit foul. The count remains full.
Yeah, I think I try to blow him away with an high fastball again.
Carolden set, the 8th pitch of the at-bat on its way. Misses, and finally Baggett wins the war of attrition and earns a walk.
Base is loaded.
And the frustrating part, a hit has not been allowed. 3 different ways to get on base to load the bases. The hit by pitch, the catcher's interference, and the walk.
That's pretty unique.
Angel Diaz comes up to bat. As the middle infield will stay back for the Diamond Hoppers. They'll trade 2 for 1.
First baseman and the third baseman playing even with the bag.
Bisharat not the fastest guy in the league, so anything hit there could come home. If Diaz gets a hold of one, looks like we had a pitch clock violation, I believe, on Carolden.
Yep, it's ball 1.
It's not what you need when bases are loaded with nobody out to start behind.
So Diaz is batting 188, has struggled again at the plate.
First pitch to Diaz, missed low, pushes it to 2-0 with the pitch clock violation, and Carolden finds himself in a world of trouble.
We talked about how the bottom part of the Utica batting order has struggled.
2-0. Ground ball up the middle.
Big hop.
Fielded by Pup. To Acevedo to Burke to complete the double play, but a run comes in to score. Unicorns take the lead, but early in the game, I'm sure Ryan Carolden, Ryan Kotke will take that result. That was a tough hop for Pup, and he played it pretty well.
Yeah, it took a big hop into him. He didn't lose his composure. He stayed with the ball, and they turned the double play rather easily.
6-4-3 in the book. Donovan Curiel comes up to bat. As silver lining, You do get a run out of it. No RBI for Diaz, however.
Curiel still an RBI opportunity here.
Needs a base hit.
Big swing and a miss.
Fastball got it by him. Runner on third is Weber. Carolden set. The 0-1. Right back to Carolden.
Nice play.
Look what I found as he gets out of the jam with minimal damage. A double play and a comebacker limits the Utica Unicorns to 1 run. But one does come in to score on the Angel Diaz 6-4-3 double play. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Unicorns here on the USPBL Network.
Check your checking. If your account doesn't get you pumped, amped, or geeked, make the switch to Genius Checking from Genesis Credit Union. It's just genius.
We're the financial champion of Michiganders. Whether you're a goal-getter or dream chaser, an empty nester, or up-and-comer, anyone in Michigan can bank with us. Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union.
There you see some fans enjoying the Friday night firework game between the Utica Unicorns and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Got a souvenir. That always makes your day at the ballpark as a youngster.
Absolutely. You know, I've been to, I can't tell you how many baseball games, and I have gotten very few baseballs.
I don't think I've actually ever gotten a true foul ball. I've had some at minor league games where it's hit down the line to the bullpen and they toss it up. But I don't think I've ever truly caught at a minor league or major league game a foul ball. So
I got a Cabrera ball at Old Yankee Stadium.
Now that's a good one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's a pretty solid one. Todd Maddox was very solid yesterday, looking to continue that good fortune. It's Maddox, Hughes, and Pup. As Tristan Harvin pitching with the 1-0 lead. 2-0 quickly to Maddox, and that control still in a little bit of question.
Maddox 3 for 4 last night with a run scored and an RBI.
2-0 taken the other way, down the line, foul.
Whoa. Only by about a foot.
That's not quite the same spot. It was hit harder, but that was about the same spot he hit the triple last night. Because there's not a lot of space for triples out here. The right field line's probably your best bet.
Sure. Good symmetrical design here at Jimmy John's Field.
I think it's a very fair ballpark. There's nothing too cavernous. There's nothing too cheap. As this time Maddox gets it down. His hot weekend continues. Leadoff single. Second hit of the day for the Diamond Hoppers. 1 on, nobody out. And Whit Hughes comes up to bat. And unfortunately for Whit, that round of applause you heard, more for JJ, the Bad Dog. Always the star of the show. Dan, it's not me, it's not you, it's not any of the players,
no,
not any. It's JJ. Always gets the biggest cheer of the night.
Here's a nice one from Harvin.
Works ahead, and that's something he hasn't done a lot of, is first pitch strikes. That's a cliche that coaches from youth ball to the majors will say, but first pitch strikes just put you at such an advantage that there's a reason why things are cliche.
And that had a little on it, too.
Hughes takes it the other way. It's carrying, but underneath of it, Diaz at the base of the track, and Hughes a little upset. He got a hold of that one. It just kept carrying.
Yeah, I didn't expect that ball to carry that well. And there is no wind, so that was all him.
The flag in center, the flags in left, all very still, but yeah, off the bat, I'm going, all right, a pretty routine ball. They might have to go over to the gap to play it. And then they both kept going back and just kept carrying. Was 97 off the bat. Sometimes looks can be deceiving. This one not deceiving. Alex Pup with the base knock, taking it the other way. Maddox goes first to third, and the Diamond Hoppers in business here in the second inning.
So the pitching duel that we expected, even though it's only a 1-0 game, has yet to come true, as the offense, one way or another, has dominated this game. Here's JJ.
Oh, hard at work. We get to see him up in the press box before, and he rests, and he knows when it's time for work, and he knows when it's time for rest. Oh, you saw the ball, and he was giving it the side eye. He was thinking about it. Lineup turns over. Luis Acevedo, an RBI opportunity. Grounded out to short his first time up. I'm sure Tristan Harvin would love a repeat performance. Low and away for ball one. Maddox at third, Pup at first. 1-0 Unicorns, bottom of the second inning. Diamond Hoppers trying to answer back. Throw to first, something you don't see when you're not the lead runner, but Pup speedy, base open in front of him. They want to keep him honest.
Yeah, that's a pretty good move. Pretty smart move.
Now let's see if Pup tries to tempt him into a second throw. Again, you only get 2 disengagements. On the third one, you have to record an out. Otherwise, it's a balk. And in this situation, if they were to throw a third time to first and not get Pup, because it would be a balk, Maddox would come home. So just one of those wrinkles that I don't think we'll know the full impact for a few years. And there's number 2. He can't throw over another time, so Pup can be very aggressive and try to get this jump 2-0 count, try to take the double play out of order, and put 2 guys in scoring position.
And at the major league level, we have yet to see runners really take advantage of this.
Routine ground ball to short. 6-4-3. And we head to the third. Right on cue, Tristan Harvin gets what he needs. And the Unicorns out of the inning unharmed once again. Through 2 innings, Unicorns 1, Diamond Hoppers nothing. You're watching the USPBL Network.
Yeah, we gotta clean this place up. So we gotta clean this place up. It's a mess. Coach, the house is a mess.
Hey, you're gonna have to call somebody to get that house clean, because I need you guys down here now.
Who can we call?
Well, the company that does all the suites and company offices is Dawn to Dust Cleaning Service.
What's their number?
586-932-4090.
Give them a call.
Hello, Dawn to Dust Cleaning. How can I help you?
Hi, how soon could you guys come clean our house?
You know, we actually have availability today.
Are they here already? That can't be them.
Hi, Dawn and Dust Cleaning. We're here to clean, so you don't have to.
You guys got here quick. Come on in. This looks unbelievable. Wow. Crystal clean. Definitely worth 5 stars. What do we think? Oh yeah, this is amazing. 5 stars for sure.
One nothing Unicorns on top of the Diamond Hoppers as we head to the top of the third inning. Top of the order due up for the Unicorns. Gooden, Pastor, Aberrett due up as Ryan Carolden has not given up a hit, or excuse me, has given up one hit, and last inning did not give up a hit, gave up a run. There's some more fans trying to get some autographs from some of the pros here at the USPBL. Gooden struck out swinging his first time up.
We talked about this off the air, but it's such an experience here. Everything is part of the experience. The autographs, JJ, the field general, the just everything contributes.
Fly ball right field. Schellenbarger had a beat on it. Nice swing from Gooden, goes unrewarded for out number one.
Yeah, he hit that pretty well. Got nothing to show for it. For all the strange ways we've seen guys get on base today, that was the most solid hit we've seen.
Nick Pastor comes up to bat, also a strikeout victim back in the first. But Carolden getting a quick first out, something that I'm sure Ryan Cockey loves to see after a longer than expected inning last time out. Starts with a breaking ball, 4-strike-1. He was heavy fastball the first time through the order. Now the first two batters leads off with some soft stuff.
Gets ahead 0-2.
And that changeup had Pastor sitting dead red. 2 off speeds to go ahead 0-2. You can throw just about anything right here.
I'm going to throw the same thing.
He did exactly that in the check swing, and they're going to say Pastor broke the plane.
That's a tough way to strike out.
It is. But tip the cap to Ryan Carolden. That's a heck of a pitch.
Yeah, that is a tough way to strike out.
3 off speeds, and you get him fishing, and very quickly 2 away here in the third inning as Carolden looking for that settle down frame.
So he dominated with hard stuff in the first. He's coming with softer stuff here in the third.
Aberrett, the only unicorn to record a hit today, is that fastball back up at 94 for strike one. You know, what are you going to do with a fastball at the knees at 94? That's a tough pitch. Change up well below the knees. Evens it at 1 aside.
Aberrett just looks like a designated hitter, doesn't he?
He has got a big frame to him. Felix Aberrett, one of the newer Utica unicorns. He is listed at 6'2", 210. That is a pretty healthy frame. The 2-1 to Aberrett.
Nice
at
pitch.
The knees with the fastball. Again, 93 dotting right at the edge of the zone. When Carolden pitches like this, you can see why he's one of the best in the league. The 2-2 on its way. Flared the other way. Acevedo has a beat on it and brings it in for out number 3. Unicorns go down in order for the first time today, and Aberrett, the 5th third out of the game. So we head to the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 Unicorns here on a Friday night on the USPBL Network.
All right, thanks, Shadi. Guys, it's time for the DTE Kids Race the Mascot. This is one of my favorites, and we have not one
And there you see JJ, the water boy, getting to enjoy some of his more extracurricular time. Gets to play a little catch with the Frisbee. Brought to you by Michigan First Credit Union. He's hard at work, but he gets to play hard too.
In this case, I think a dog's life is not so bad.
No, he is hard at work. For the past 35 years, Bell's Brewery has been inspired to brew beers that you can count on, just not for taste, but quality as well. From Two-Hearted Ale to Oberon to new classic official hazy IPA or the easy drinking golden ale, Bell's has brewed inspired beers since 1985. Bell's Brewery, Comstock, Michigan. Please drink responsibly. 1-0 Unicorns in the bottom of the third inning as Taj Porter leads it off, and a very long looping swing on the off speed. Quickly 0-2.
We saw that Carolden seems to have both the fastball and the off-speed stuff mastered. Let's see if Harvin catches up with him.
But an odd game. Pitchers have pitched well at times. There hasn't been a lot of hard-hit balls. When Harvin got in trouble, it was his command. The 0-2 hit high in the air into that cavernous foul territory. And coming over, making the play, Weber. That is the first out here in the bottom of the third. Joe Burke comes up to bat. He also walked in his inaugural plate appearance of the night. Didn't get a lot to swing at, so hoping he can at least take a hack at something here in at-bat number 2.
Burke with an RBI last night in the win over the Beavers.
Had the game-winning RBI, hoping just to get on and a chance for the Diamond Hoppers to get the tying run aboard. Going ahead 2-0 is a pretty good start. Have a quick conversation between Bisharat and Harvin.
Well, you had them rerun the signs once, so they might not know what set they're using.
Right, just making sure they're on the same page. Usually you'll see that when the first guy gets to second base and you don't want someone picking up the signs from second. That's at least usually when the wires start to get crossed.
Right.
Also could just be worried about a very talented hitter in Joe Burke. Harvin into the motion, the 2-0. Misses away 3-0, and when Harvin's missed, it seemed to be more away or at least towards the left-handed batter's box. 3-0 pitch. Just catches the zone, 3-1.
That might have been a little generous. That might have been a 3-0 strike right there.
Burke will at least get to see one more pitch. He's out in front of the splitter.
He might have fouled that. He might have foul tipped that.
And just got a piece of it, but he really tried to slow that swing down. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back, out of play.
Schellenbarger on deck for the Diamond Hoppers.
He's a guy you want to come up with guys on base because he can do some damage. Another long quality at-bat from, well, both sides have battled at the dish.
Yeah, they've made the pitchers work for it, that's for sure.
Harvin into the motion, the 3-2. Hard hit ball, but foul.
That was a rope.
That was middle off the bat. 98 miles an hour. That's catching a barrel. Anytime it comes back faster than it came in, means the batter's seen it pretty well. Once again, the 3-2, a wave and a miss. Had Burke in knots. Heck of a pitch for Tristan Harvin for a second strikeout of the game and the second out here in the third inning.
Harvin is still battling, but he's throwing some quality pitches.
Ryan Schellenbarger up to bat. Singled his last time up. Little flare into right field. First pitch splitter misses. Ball one. Pitch count maybe getting a little high for what you'd like in the third inning. He's about to throw his 50th pitch.
Yeah, he hasn't been economical, that's for sure.
Line shot into right, and Schellenbarger, second hit of the day. Turned on one low and inside. Schellenbarger, he's seeing the ball really well.
Yeah, Schellenbarger with a hit last night, 2 hits tonight. So he's figured out Harvin.
And he put that one on a rope as well. Joseph Califoot comes up to bat. Went down looking in his initial plate appearance. Third inning continues. First pitch splitter over for a strike.
Califoot struck out looking his first time up.
Hoping for better results. Get a 2-out rally going along with Schellenbarger. Curveball misses off the plate away. Tried to come through that back door. Home plate umpire said not quite.
Yeah, Bishart wanted that one.
Sometimes those catchers will frame it and try to sell it for that extra second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled away, 1 and 2 on Califoot. And some umpires, they understand, they don't take offense. And umpires are human. Sometimes they don't like holding there for the extra second. They go, I know where it is. You don't have to hold it, especially if, depending on how much a catcher does it as well.
Well, and it depends what relationship the catcher has developed with the umpire, too.
Absolutely. It's part of the art of catching. The 1-2 low and in, easy take for Califoot.
Yeah, you got to make your point without showing the umpire up.
Right. Sometimes when it's on the edge, they want to take that extra second. You'll see umpires wait a beat before they make that call. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here in the bottom of the third, 1-0 Unicorns. Foul ball off the foot of Califoot. That never feels good. And he has that shin guard on as well. I don't know if it caught the back foot or the little bit of the toes that are
Isn't
exposed.
covered, huh?
Either way, don't think it felt good.
Everybody's getting dinged up tonight.
Yeah, sometimes there's just something in the air. Don't know if it's a full moon or what. There was about a month back, Dan, where it felt like for a weekend, catchers were taking foul balls off the mask, off the shin. They were just getting beat up. And right now, it feels like no one's safe near home plate.
Nice job by the catcher.
Indeed, Bisharot gets in front of the pitch in the dirt. Count goes full, but maybe an RBI opportunity now for Califoot with Schellenbarger. He'll be in motion on the pitch. Count is full with 2 away. Harvin looks in, comes set. Pick off to first. He knew Schellenbarger would be in motion. Hadn't used a disengagement yet. Maybe a catch him sleeping.
Oh, that's a smart play.
And Schellenbarger, knowing he's going to be moving, that is a very conservative lead over at first.
And he is going.
He'll get to pull up as the 3-2 pitch misses for ball 4. So after the first 2 batters were retired rather quickly, a single and a walk pushes it to Anthony Flores.
Flores 0 for 1 in this one. Harvin, though, has struggled this entire game, even though he's ahead.
Nick Caruso coming out to have a word with his pitcher. There is action in the bullpen once again. Does look like, I believe, Colucci is starting to warm up once more After the first got out, he sat down. I don't believe he was warming up in the second inning. But Colucci could be called on early. Again, if you can get out of this inning, maybe reset for the fourth, just getting you through 4 innings, at least then, all right, you can piecemeal the last half of the game.
Right, with this pitch count, I don't see him getting much past the fourth.
At 56 right now, say he gets out with Flores, get you through 4, maybe you try the 5th. 2 on, 2 away. 1-0 Unicorns. Diamond Hoppers threatening for the 3rd straight inning. First pitch fastball just nips the outside part of the plate. You only play with fire so much before you get burned.
That fastball coming in at 84, so good location, but that's a hittable pitch.
0-1 to Flores. 0-2 to Flores, out in front of a pitch that, well, it was middle. That splitter fooled Flores just enough.
Yeah, the movement and the speed of the pitch changing, that was enough.
Ken Harvin dance out of danger for a 3rd straight inning. The 0-2. Fly ball left field, routine for Baker. He didn't even have to move, brings it in for out number 3. Man, that ball's carrying tonight. Flores flies out, and the Diamond Hoppers are retired. 7 men left on base through 3 innings for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. We head to the 4th here on the USPBL Network.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and reset our life around zapping stuff and cheering for stuff with your friends. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
Fifth Third Extra Time helps you do you better. So kick back and relax. You have extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Fifth Third Extra Time. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Back here on the USPBL Network, it is 1-0 Unicorns here in the 4th inning as Ryan Carolden comes out for a 4th inning of work. And partner, Carolden's pitched pretty well. He gave up 1 run, but it came in on a double play, hit a batter, catcher interference, and a walk. So he had a 1-2-3 inning last time up. He's retired 5 straight. He's given up 1 hit. I've liked what I've seen from Ryan Carolden.
Well, in the first inning, it was mostly fast stuff.
Right.
Struggled in the second inning. And in the third inning, he seemed to put it all together with a combination of the off-speed pitches and the heat. So let's see what he brings here in the 4th inning. And we'll be delayed a minute. We're having a very large group picture going on in right field.
Always seem to see a lot of groups there. You see them filing out. And it never amazes me. Just every night there's a different theme, and there's always some big groups coming out. Tonight, Faith Night, so a lot of different churches from around the area. And I'll say, this has been one of the most attended games we've had all year. I mean, we showed the hill earlier. The Chevy Pavilion is absolutely packed. It's a fun night, and I'm sure when you're on the field, I can tell you it's a lot of fun playing in front of a big crowd compared to playing in an empty stadium.
Absolutely. And again, the atmosphere here is amazing. It's the entire package. I tried to talk about that earlier. It's just everything that goes on that makes it such a special environment here at Jimmy John's Field. And it's family friendly. It's priced right.
Right.
And it's a great place to bring your family for the weekend. There's a doubleheader tomorrow, so if you're in town tomorrow, give it a thought and possibly come by and check out the doubleheader.
Mammoths and Beavers will be in action tomorrow, 5:30 and 7:30. That'll be family camp out night, so after the game, camp out on the field. It will be
That's pretty neat.
Another fun one. And yeah, that's a unique thing. And one thing about it applies to the USPBL, but usually lower level, independent, minor league sports in general is just the connectivity and the availability where hey, after the game, you can go tell your favorite player you're their favorite player. And it's just something that for a young baseball fan, they can really enjoy.
Yeah, and the kids very much relate to this level of baseball.
0-1 to Josh Baker leading off. Baker, Bisharat, Weber. Carolden misses away.
Baker 0 for 1 today.
Hit a slow tapper down the first base line in his initial at-bat. 1-1 changeup. Right in there for strike two. One, 2 to Baker. Fastball maybe overthrew it a bit, missed away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Flores really shaded over towards right field in center. Again, big gap between center and left field.
See right there, if you hit it right about where the scoreboard is, that could be triple territory. Hits it high, hits it to left center, but plenty of time for Joseph Califoot to move over into the gap. And a quiet out number 1. That is 6 straight batters retired for Ryan Carolden.
Yeah, he is settled into quite a groove.
Jacob Bisharat comes up to bat. Scored the game's only run when he took a curveball to the thigh.
I'm slightly screened by this monitor, but every time I hear the crowd, I know it's the dog.
You know it's JJ. Always JJ. Bisharat turns on a fastball to deep left center field. Flores back, and he makes the running catch. Great jump by Flores. He looked it in all the way, and he steals extra bases away from Bisharat.
That was just a big league play by Flores. He had a long way to go, a lot of ground to cover. Pulled it in on the warning track.
And that's a great jump, and Ryan Carolden, I'm sure, very happy with this center fielder. But if you're Jacob Bisharat, you didn't get the result you wanted, but that's the right swing.
Oh, absolutely.
Anthony Flores. He was on his horse and didn't slow down. Then the ground ball in the first pitch to Weber across the diamond, and a very quick 4th inning. Unicorns retired in order. 8 straight Unicorns have been retired by Ryan Carolden. They, however, still have the 1-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the 4th here on the USPBL Network.
You dreamed of starting a company, not an HR department, but your business has grown fast, and so have the complexities of payroll and taxes, benefits administration, and other HR functions. That's why your business needs a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions. Tryon provides businesses of all sizes access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com. You can always rely on Tryon.
Ryan Carolden has gone through 4 strong innings, helped out a lot by Flores. During the break, Dan, we went back and rewatched that play, and the route that Flores took to help out his pitcher, Ryan Carolden, was incredible, but that's the first time he's really needed help from his defense.
And as you said, Flores made it look easier than it was.
Right.
Sometimes guys make rather average plays look extraordinary, but he took an extraordinary play and made it look rather average. He got an amazing jump on that and caught it just a step in front of the wall.
And you mentioned this with Carolden earlier. He looks very fluid when he pitches. He doesn't look like some guys have that violent delivery. He's got the smooth one. Tristan Harvin back out for a 4th inning of work. He has had to dance out of danger in each of the first 3 innings. It'll be Todd Maddox, Whit Hughes, and Alex Pup coming up to bat.
Just have to see if Harvin has enough left in the tank to get through this inning.
That first pitch misses, ball 1, and this will be pitch number 60. So at this point in the year, there's a little bit of rope left with the pitch count at least, but
you think about innings pitched, this is kind of the equivalent of Major League Baseball spring training as far as innings pitched.
Right.
So, you know, you wouldn't let a guy go 100 at the end of spring training probably.
And this is where the managers, each pitcher's different. You know, guys that have been working longer, you can trust guys, you have a shorter leash, and count is 2-1.
He just looks uncomfortable.
Has not really settled in at all. Big swing from Maddox, 2-2. Maddox singled his first time up, took it the other way, continued the hot weekend.
And Maddox got as far as 3rd, and that's all he did.
Cue shot foul was out in front of the off speed. Maddox, the numbers coming into the weekend weren't great, but has to feel good stringing together now 4 hits on the weekend. You're going to feel good. You wish you were playing again tomorrow. And another hit
There's
right
5.
back up the middle. Have a weekend, kid.
That's impressive.
Lead-off single for Todd Maddox. Whit Hughes coming up to bat.
Yeah, Maddox came into yesterday batting .206, so he's made a significant improvement to that batting average in the last couple of days.
Whit Hughes last time up got more of the ball than we thought. Took it to the warning track in deep right center field, hoping for a similar swing here in the 4th. First pitch, fastball, 86 on the black, away from the catcher Hughes, 0-1.
Righty-righty matchup. Let's see if Harvin takes advantage of it.
Pick off to first, but Maddox did not have a big lead. He basically had to rotate back to the bag. Harvin not letting anyone get comfortable on the bases. See about the 2-foot, now 3-foot lead for Maddox. Lengthened it out a bit. The 0-1 to Hughes.
Whoa.
Behind the noggin. It's a little more palatable when it's the curveball that misses up high in the mid-70s than it is a fastball nearing 90.
All day it seems like he's having trouble with his grip.
Yeah, the curveball doesn't have that snap, doesn't have that life on it.
That's a nice pitch there.
1-2 to Hughes as the fastball was fouled straight back. But I guess there's something to be said. When Harvin's needed to make the pitch tonight, he's made the pitch.
Yeah, he's gotten out of everything clean so far.
In each of the first 2 innings, there was bases loaded in the first with 1 away, and runners on first and third with 1 away, and got out of it unscathed.
Yeah, you would assume that Carolden, as well as he's pitched, would be on the winning side right now.
And that's why when you look at stats for pitchers, one of the last, at least me personally, that I look at is the win-loss record. I mean, take a look at the Unicorns earlier in the week. We talked about it in the pregame, but Carsey Walker went 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and got the loss. And that might have been the best pitching individual game performance by a pitcher yet this year.
So that's Harvin's second throw to first. See if this affects what Maddox does.
1-2 to Hughes. The catcher waits for the pitch, waves at the 1-2, tipped into the glove, and Hughes will take that long, lonely stroll back to the dugout for out without number 1.
Which is exceptionally long here at Jimmy John's Field because the dugouts are so far down the line to allow for better seating behind home plate.
It is, and I will say the majority of pitch clocks, at least in games that I've been here for, have been guys walking from the dugout and taking too long for the first pitch. Once they're in the box, they're fine.
Yeah.
The first month, the pitchers, you'd get about 1 a game. Since then, the pitchers have been fine, but it seems like at least once a weekend someone gets dinged for one taking too long to walk to the plate.
Yeah, you do need a Sherpa to find your way from the dugout to home plate. But again, as you can see right behind home plate, it's because they have those great suites down at the field level that wrap around a little wider, a little longer than most places.
Alex Pup got a single his first time up. Check swing. Don't know if it was a called strike or he broke the plane moot point as it's 0-2. The nice pitch from Harvin. That one had a little more of that break and the snap you wanted to see.
And Pup called timeout as he's in the hole quickly at 0-2.
I have noticed mostly at 0-2 or with 2 strikes is when guys use that timeout. Maddox dancing over at first, and we'll get the disengagement from Harvin.
That is his third one.
Well, that was with Hughes. Hughes struck out, and then.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Trust me, I have to keep track, especially with those long at-bats.
And I was more thinking the runner at first being the same.
It's a lot to have to think about. Baseball is not a game that changes. So whenever you get a change, it takes a little while to adapt. No, you get those long at-bats, and you're right, you get the same guy over there. Yeah, you have to remember, wait, was that with Hughes at the plate? Now there's number 2.
There's 2, okay. And you and I talked again off the air before we started. The disengagement rule, probably my least favorite of the new rules, because I don't like the fact that it takes it gives too much of an advantage to the runner after that second throw.
Not going on the pitch, fouled away 1-2. We saw it when it's on and he didn't go after 2 disengagements. See what Maddox tries to do. He's not one of those that you'd expect to steal, but you can maybe go on first movement, try to get that jump.
Right, and you want to stay out of a double play even.
That's how Harvin got out of the second. Fly ball, foul territory, over by JJ's cage. It'll fall harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of foul territory here at Jimmy John's Field.
Down the lines, but then kind of ironically, right behind home plate, there is not a lot of real estate. If you pop it straight up, there's not a lot of room for the catcher to work and make that play.
Good point.
Backstop is close. You can see Ryan Cockey looks like he's in an ocean of green standing in the third base coaching box. The 1-2 on its way to Pup. Taken the other way, he muscles it into right field for his second base knock of the game.
Maddox had to hold up because he wasn't sure if the right fielder would be able to catch up with it, so he only makes it to second, but now there's 2 on for Acevedo.
How about the bottom third of the order for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers producing? Maddox 2 hits, Pup 2 hits, and Hughes, he did fly out, but maybe had the best swing out of all of them on the fly out. Lineup turns over. Luis Acevedo hit a couple of ground balls so far tonight. Looking to avoid that the third time. Or if he hits one, push it through. Hits it in the air to left field. Going back, Baker makes the catch on the run. Maddox tagging from second. moves up to third on the fly, ball in the left center gap, heads up move, and Maddox 90 feet away from tying this game.
Solid play by the left fielder, Baker. Gets a runner to third base, but with 2 out.
Brings up Taj Porter, a walk and a pop out. Chance to tie this game in the 4th, and the Diamond Hoppers have already left 7 on base through 3 innings. If Harvin can somehow Houdini his way out of the 4th, 9 left on base through 4 innings is, well, you can only, at this point, you can only leave 12 on base. Like 9 for a game is a lot. Now, let's not put the cart before the horse. Taj Porter could make this a moot point, put one in the gap, and now Diamond Hoppers have the lead, so see what Harvin can pull out. Throws over to first. A little bit of deja vu. First and third, except this time there's 2 outs, but Pup over at first and catches the attention of Harvin.
He's getting full use out of those throws to first.
Pitch misses away. Number 76 on the day. Even if he gets out of this, I don't know if Harvin comes out for the 5th.
We were both a little surprised to see him come out for this inning because he has been struggling, but again, he's kept the Diamond Hoppers off the board.
The only number that matters, the 0,
Oh!
and that one catches Porter, and I think it got Bisharat as well. What is in the air tonight at Jimmy John's Field?
Well, everybody's taking some abuse.
That one is, I don't know if I've seen that before. Hit off the elbow and then caught Bisharat. It looked like either the hand or the thigh. But that'll be the end of the day for Tristan Harvin. As the bases are loaded, they won't let him attempt to get out of the 4th with Joe Burke coming up to bat. Bases are loaded, and Tristan Harvin on the hook for everyone on the base paths. Matt Colucci comes on to pitch. Oh, as Colucci warms up, we'll step aside for a short moment. Bases
We're
loaded
the
here in the
financial
4th.
champion of
2 away.
Michiganders.
You're watching the USPBL Network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money. But that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Back here on the USPBL Network, tell me if you've heard this before tonight. Diamond Hoppers are threatening. They have still yet to score. 1-0 Unicorns. Matt Colucci out of the pen. Bases are loaded. Todd Maddox at third. Alex Pup at second. Taj Porter at first. Joe Burke coming up to the plate. And Tristan Harvin's line is either going to look really, really solid or very not good.
Very not good. I like that.
Very not good English language. It's why I'm here. Depending on what Joe Burke does and what Matt Colucci can do, the righty out of Amherst, New York.
These runners all belong to Harvin.
First pitch misses fastball. Missed away. Colucci, two-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup. Broken bat, ground ball to Weber, and the Unicorns have whatever magic they're using as they have stranded 10 Diamond Hoppers on base through the first 4 innings to preserve their 1-0 lead. We head to the 5th, 1-0 Corns here on the USPBL network.
We build roads, bridges, wind farms, and pipelines, schools to skyscrapers. Our members create monuments. We operate. We're the operators and mechanics behind the advanced heavy machines that move Michigan forward. We maintain boilers and HVAC. Our members run the complex heating and cooling systems that we all depend on. Our training is second to none, and safety is our priority. We are Operating Engineers 324, and we keep Michigan running.
What are the odds that we're neighbors, we've known each other our whole lives, and both tear the exact same things in this exact same knee?
So an ACL tear is an injury to the main stabilizing structure of the knee.
You want a good team around you because then you know that what you're doing is going to help you in the long run.
My message to everyone who's helped me, thank you so much because you guys helped me progress so much.
Also hearing it from a friend that's went through the exact same thing, I think sort of helps that know that there's a bright side at the end.
Back here at Jimmy John's Field, Brady Beaton alongside Dan York. It's been a fun first, well, almost half of the game. See the band there on the Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union soundstage. Been performing live music all night long here on Faith Night, as Ryan Carolden has been rocking and rolling through the first 4 innings. Dan, he's given up 1 hit. He's walked 1. He's hit 1. And yet, right now, he'd be in line for the loss.
Right, he's given up the 1 run in the 2nd inning. But other than that, he has looked very impressive. He's mixing his pitches well, and he has really kept the Diamond Hoppers at bay today, or the Unicorns at bay.
Patrick Baggett leads off. The curveball slipped out of the hand of Carolden. Didn't like that pitch as it's ball 1. But Dan, I have to imagine the message in the dugout, if you're Ryan Cockey and Mike Rice talking to your pitcher, say, hey, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing exactly what we need you to do.
Yeah, he needs his offense to help him out a little bit.
Falls behind Baggett 2-0. He did work the lone walk back in the 2nd. He's the last Unicorn to reach base. It's been 8 straight retired since the Angel Diaz 6-4-3 double play. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. The 2-1. Swing and a miss.
And he's got a healthy pitch count at 49-50 now here in the 5th.
Say what on average, if you budget 13 to 17, 18 pitches an inning, if your starter's really cooking?
And he's right on that pace, right around 13.
The 2-2 fouled away towards the Diamond Hopper bullpen is so one of the Diamond Hoppers heading over to the bullpen. That's the newest Diamond Hopper, the Antelope Valley product, Danny Sullivan, that had to avoid a stray foul ball. The 2-2. Fouled away, fastball at 92. Baggett was just able to get some wood on it.
Yeah, Carolden really in control.
See that big exhale as he works into the motion, trying to put Baggett away. Does so with the changeup. Baggett upset with himself as Hughes finishes the strikeout. That's a heck of a pitch, just dropped off the table.
4 strikeouts so far for Carolden. And that'll bring up Diaz, the number 8 hitter.
Grounded into a double play his last time up with nobody on and 1 away. See if Diaz can get something going, but usually the good rule of thumb is the more times you see a pitcher in a game, the better you've gotten. Well, the second time through the order, Ryan Carolden has done nothing but mow down the Unicorns. And a major league pop-up on the infield. Maddox waves everyone off and brings it in for out number 2.
Diaz, when he hit into that double play in the second, that has scored the only run of our game.
It's just been a weird night, hasn't it? Just with the Diamond Hoppers have been knocking on the door, and the Unicorns, I don't want to say fluked their way to the bases loaded. It was a hit, batter, catcher interference, and a walk. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, you take what you can get, and then you double play in the only run of the game.
That's pretty fluky.
Yeah. And Curiel breaks the plane on the first pitch, 0-1. But they come across the score. It's 1-0 Unicorns. There's not an RBI in the game. And Ryan Carolden has been in control. That his team still finds himself on the wrong side. Gets a very weak ground ball. Acevedo flips to first, and it's been 11 straight Unicorns retired. They go down in order for the 3rd straight inning. Diamond Hoppers finally trying to break through. They'll try again in the 5th. You're watching the USPBL Network.
How do these business owners find the time for peace of mind? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with Tryon, one of the nation's top professional employer organizations, provides access to top-tier health care and employee benefit plans and its team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Fifth Third Bank. Yeah, it's a quirky name. But here's the thing. 5/3 equals 166.7%. So we put 166.7% into everything we do. Like automatically getting you your paycheck up to 2 days early. Giving you well-deserved extra time to avoid overdraft fees. And helping you borrow from your future self. This is banking a Fifth Third better.
Fans enjoying a low-scoring game and enjoy the fireworks presented by Magna after the game Friday night here on the USPBL Network. Brady Beaton, Dan York, and it's been an odd game. Dan, by my unofficial count, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers have had 10 different base runners. None of them have come around to score.
No, they've left a small village on the base paths, as the expression goes. And they've definitely had more action on the base paths, but nothing to show for it.
They have had at least 2 runners on in every single inning. Brian Schellenbarger fouls the first ball away. Matt Colucci out for his 2nd inning of work. Very quickly got out of the bases loaded jam an inning ago.
Schellenbarger with 2 hits.
Couple of singles to his name. Ground ball into right field for a 3rd. Yesterday he had the power. This day the contact hitter, Brian Schellenbarger. He's seeing the ball really well. And talking to Ryan Cockey before the game, just wanted him to just relax and slow everything down a bit. And, well, the results have come in spades this weekend.
Yeah, it's 4 hits in 2 days. And a leadoff single, so the Diamond Hoppers desperately need to push this run home.
That's the 3rd time this game the leadoff man has gotten aboard. Colucci, breaking ball.
Nice.
Drops at the knees. You could see that thing take a sharp left turn from up here in the booth. That was a nasty looking pitch from up here. Fastball brushes him back a bit. Joseph Califoot 0 for 1 today with a walk.
Short lead off at first.
Now Schellenberger doesn't want to tempt fate as Califoot goes the other way, drops inside the left field line, and Schellenberger trying to stretch it to third. Behind him, Califoot to second, and play the record again. Diamond Hoppers are threatening, but can they score? Runners on second and third with nobody out as Anthony Flores comes up to bat.
That's the first extra base hit in this game. So it gives you runners at second and third and nobody out. Flores 0 for 2.
Just needs a ground ball up the middle, a fly ball to the outfield. Late swing on the fastball at 91 from Colucci.
Outfield pretty much straight up, the infield back.
Not too worried about the potential tying run at third. They're playing, yeah, about as straight up as you can be. Strike two called. Flores thought that was away. He's going to take the timeout, a moment to gather himself. Oh, and 2, and wouldn't this be a strikeout spot for Colucci? Righty comes set. The kick and deal. Just missed.
Good location. Good location with 2 strikes.
So yeah, see if Flores will chase. Maybe weakly dribble it to the corner, back to the pitcher. Still way ahead in the count, 1 and 2. The 1-2. Oh, a defensive swing, and it and I mean just caught the end of the bat.
I think he swung at ball 2.
That's a heck of a pitch from Colucci, though. Get it breaking away, and man, that's frustrating. That is
2 strikes, you've got to protect the plate.
That's a put-away pitch that you had Flores in knots, but he barely stays alive. The 1-2. Fly ball right field. This should score the first run. Diaz brings it in. Schellenberger tags. They're trying to throw behind to get Califoot, and the Diamond Hoppers finally capitalize with runners in scoring position. The sac fly RBI to Flores. Tie ball game here in the 5th.
That was a really, really nice at-bat by Flores. He had gotten fooled on the pitch prior to that. He held his ground, and he got the ball deep into right field to get that run home from third. Schellenberger with the first run of the game for the Hoppers.
And if there's a guy you want up with a runner in scoring position this weekend, it's Todd Maddox. For the weekend, he is now 5 of 6 as he fouls the first one away. 2 singles today. And again, just ground ball up the middle. Another deep fly ball, and you take the lead. And sometimes you just need that first one to come across, and you can exhale and go, okay, we can do it. We're not cursed. We can get that run across as the infield coming in for the Unicorns. Count goes to 1-1. Todd Maddox trying to give the Hoppers the lead. Outside, maybe a tad high as well. 2-1. One run on 8 hits for the Diamond Hoppers, trying to change their fortunes. The 2-1. Rung too high up the ladder.
Colucci brought that in at 90 miles an hour, but missed the strike zone.
Not by much, but now a good hitter's count for Maddox. You can sit on your pitch here. Try to spin it to win it. 3-1. Misses inside ball 4.
Ball 4.
So Maddox had a busy weekend. He returns to first base as Whit Hughes comes up to bat.
So 2 on with 1 out. Hughes has went 0 for 2 tonight. RBI opportunity at third.
Colucci looking for the ground ball. That's the silver lining with the walk. You put the double play in order. Hughes, a flyout and a strikeout in his 2 plate appearances.
In the infield at double play depth.
Foul ball straight back, and might have been the approach to Maddox with how hot he has been this weekend. You know the walk isn't the worst thing in the world. You're facing 8-9 in the order. You get that double play, and, well, they've already gotten out of 1 inning with the double play. Try to find it again. 1-1, breaking ball.
Nice.
Middle of the zone, and Hughes gave up on that one a bit early.
Yeah, he was bailing out on that.
Tell you, Colucci, that off speed he has, that curveball has been deadly. It has that snap movement. Deep breath from Colucci. Holds a beat. And another. Then he steps off. One ball, 2 strikes. Califoot on third. Maddox on first. Diamond Hoppers tied it here in the 5th on the sac fly from Flores. The 1-2 wave and a miss. Hughes goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. And with 2 away, it'll take a base hit from Alex Pup. The good news is he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, the bottom of the order for the Hoppers has been productive. 7 and 9 has been on base 5 times.
Well, all of their hits outside of 1 have come from 3 guys. Bryant Schellenbarger's 3 for 3. Todd Maddox is 2 for 3. And Maddox is 2 for 2. Pup is 2 for 2. Pup watches ball 1 go by. 1-0. Pup's a guy that the Diamond Hoppers wanted to get going. He was batting leadoff to start the year. Numbers just weren't there. So move him down in the 9 spot, and, well, he's starting to respond. I mean, that batting average was well below the Mendoza line of 200. He's been swinging the bat well tonight.
And just like catchers, not so much anymore, but shortstops, it's fielding first.
Right. Baseball has kind of gone to hitting is definitely king. You don't see a lot more defensive specialists anymore.
Right.
Not a whole lot of Ozzie Smiths in the world.
That's exactly the example I was going to give you.
The 1-1. Just off the plate away. 2-1. Two and 1. Colucci comes set. Going down to second is Maddox with a line drive.
Oh.
Snagged by Baker out and left. Another nice swing from Putt, but this one gets the Unicorns out of the jam in the 5th. But the Diamond Hoppers tie it up on the Anthony Flores sac fly RBI. We head to the 6th, all knotted up at 1 here on the USPBL network.
We're for people, the pioneers, the underdogs, the players, and the slow and steadies. We're for people, for who they are and who they could become. Yes, we're a bank, and some say our business is all about money, but that's an old idea. Because look past the money, and you'll see real human lives. We see it, because we're for people. Huntington, welcome.
Companies are competing for talent like never before. With the complexities of handling tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and other HR functions, it's easy to see how a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions makes all the difference. Tryon empowers businesses of all sizes to attract and retain talent by offering access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Back here on the USPBL network, finally have a tie game once again. And, well, Ryan Carolden, his day has come to an end after 5 strong innings. He will get a no decision, but, man, Ryan Carolden has to be happy with what he did here tonight.
Absolutely. It was a strange night for the pitching. But he settled in very nicely, especially in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Worked through that weird inning in the 2nd where the run was scored without the end of a hit. But a very good effort by Carolden.
Carolden coming off of his college season. Managers are a little more cognizant of innings with guys that started pitching competitively in late February, early March. Don't want to overuse them. Now Danny Sullivan takes the mound, the newest Eastside Diamond Hopper. Originally from New Jersey, went to the University of Antelope Valley, which, Dan, I had never heard of before. It's in California, so he went from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Well, everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah, Antelope Valley. Everyone knows where the antelopes roam. And now he's in by the Great Lakes here in Michigan. But Sullivan, a righty that will come at you with a mix. Well, we'll have to see what his mix is going to be.
He's so new we don't have it, huh?
Yeah, he is brand new. These are his first innings in the USPBL. First pitch to Lucas Gooden is a called strike.
Gooden celebrating his wedding anniversary today, according to the scoreboard.
Well, good for him. That is, well, he gets to celebrate it with hopefully a unicorn win. And hey, they're having fireworks for him.
There you go.
Sullivan ahead 1-1. Fastball sitting just a touch below 90 right now. Sullivan, the 2-1, delivers to Gooden, fouled straight back.
So an important inning for the Diamond Hoppers. They got back on the board. They don't want to give one back to the Unicorns.
Absolutely not. That's the big one. When you finally break through, you want that shutdown inning. Next is a check swing, and Gooden broke the plane. He tried to sell it, but I think he knew that was strike 3. Hoping he could maybe catch the umpire sleeping, but they were all over it.
I did like that the catcher pointed down to the umpire at third base, of which there isn't one.
Just out of habit. So Sullivan, first battery face, gets that first strikeout. They'll throw the ball to the dugout, and that's always cool. We get to see it a lot when guys make their pro debut, getting that first one out of the way.
Pastor squares the bunt and bunts it foul.
Don't see a whole lot of bunting here in the USPBL. Sometimes guys will try to sneaky get one down. He's struck out twice, so sometimes coaches will have them at least the first pitch try to bunt just to see the ball a little better.
With a new pitcher on the mound, you want to take advantage of that sometimes too.
Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. 1-0 game here in the 6th. One here in the 6th. Got used to it being 1-0. It was like that for a while. Fastball over thigh high for strike 2.
Sullivan so far looks pretty good.
Well, he hasn't had many nerves. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. And something we talked about earlier with how many fans. This is a well-attended game. And this is a point that's been brought up to us by multiple managers, that unless you were playing really the high-level D1 baseball, specifically SEC, that kind of level, you've never played in front of thousands of people as
Right.
Pastor chops one up the middle, spinning pup, throws, no, not in time.
Great play, though.
Heck of an effort, and Nick Pastor too speedy, and it goes from a highlight reel play to an infield single, 1 on, 1 away.
Yeah, Pup made an amazing job coming across, and there was just no way he was going to get the speedy Pastor.
That smooth spin, but as we were saying, unless you played it at really a handful of programs across the country, you can play very high-level ball and never get more than a couple hundred people watching you.
Right, there's 4,000 people here tonight.
Right, so that sometimes is a little bit of a culture shock that you have a grandstands, you have people watching you from all angles. You look around and there's a huge crowd, and sometimes it takes guys, you know, an outing or two to settle in and realize it's the same 60 feet 6 inches. Have that Hoosiers moment where just because there's more people watching you, it's all the same.
And this is a loud crowd tonight. There's a lot of kids.
Yes.
So there's a constant buzz going on here at Jimmy John's Field.
The kids will be the loudest, the most boisterous, and, well, depending on whatever team the kids seem to pick, make it a home field advantage. The 2-0 inside, 3-0. Aberrett singled and popped out. Now he has walked. Runners on first and second with 1 away. As Danny Sullivan will have to try to dance out of a bit of danger. This is the first time the Corns have threatened since the second inning.
So Pup got a strikeout for his first batter. Almost an amazing play by Pup at short. That turns into a single, and with the walk now, there are 2 runners on. And just like we said, immediately following the Diamond Hoppers getting on the board, you don't want to surrender one back.
First pitch misses to Baker. This is the moment we got to slow the heart rate down a little bit. Guys that are making their pro debut, maybe the pitch clock affects them a little more. They're not used to it. Sullivan settles in, delivers.
Some guys like to stretch, some guys don't.
Sullivan comes almost that sidearm slot. I'd say it's somewhere between 3/4 and sidearm. A little bit of a different angle to come from. There's not too many guys that come from the side. Ground ball to first, field by Burke. To second for 1. The return throw, not in time. Sullivan was covering, and he's going to have a word with the field umpire. He thought he got him and was out of the inning.
I'm not sure.
And I think they're going to talk it over. That's what Sullivan was saying, like, hey, can you at least discuss it? And it was bang, bang. It's hard to tell. The ball beat him there, and they're going to call him out. Whoa, something you don't see too often. The appeal goes through, and Jim Essien is going to have a word with the umpire. And Nick Caruso with the home plate umpire. It's double-barreled action, talking to both umpires, but I think it'll be an exercise in futility as Sullivan gets the double play to get him out of the inning. Still tied at 1. We head to the bottom of the 6th here on the USPBL Network.
There are things you can rely on in this world, like your dog being happy to see you, coffee getting you through the day, and the government changing business regulations. And when it comes to navigating those regulations, you can rely on Tryon and its team of attorneys. Tryon can also tackle time-consuming HR tasks like payroll and employee benefits, so you can stay focused on growing your business. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Back here on the USPBL network. And it is a 1-1 pitchers duel that has moved on to the bullpen. Matt Colucci, his relief appearance is done. Brings out now Andrew Huffman, the righty, coming out and trying to keep this at a 1-1 game. Huffman, both a 2 and 4 seam fastball, a curveball, and a slider. It is in the hands of both teams' relievers to try and get this Friday night victory.
Huffman with a 4.24 earned run average. He has 32 strikeouts in 17 innings. So
a swing and miss guy if there ever was one. The Kerhonkson, New York native, the sunny Brockport product. He will face the top of the Diamond Hoppers order, Acevedo, Porter, and Burke. Acevedo, 0 for 3 today. Last swing was his best one, the fly out to left. 2 ground balls before that. Squares the bunt, pulls back, misses up high, 1-0.
he wanted nothing to do with that 90-mile-an-hour pitch at his head high.
That fastball just missed the knees. Looked like a decent location.
Catcher again just kind of hung up there for a second because he wanted the call.
Acevedo in a favorable 2-0 count. Breaking ball misses away, 3-0. Don't see that off speed too often on 2-0. Like the slider. Counts full, 3-0. 4-pitch walk to Acevedo. Go ahead run on here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, not what you want to see from Huffman. Coming out of the bullpen and throwing 4 straight balls.
You're Tosh Porter. You wait for that first strike, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, until he proves he can find his command, you let him do all the work.
Slide step delivery, fouled straight
back.
Well, there you go.
He swung 3-0. Yep.
He saw a pitch, and it was, I mean, it was right there. It was middle. That's the double-edged sword. Do you let a really nice pitch go by just for the sake of the approach? Because if you put that one in the gap, you look like a genius. I talked about it. There was a situation last night. The count was 3-0 with the bases loaded, and they let it go by, and it was a nice pitch. He ended up, I think, popping out. If you swing at a pitch like that, or what Porter did in that situation, just be right. Because if you get a hit, all is forgiven.
And he had a nice cut.
He did.
He didn't get cheated at all.
No, he didn't pop it up. Just was slightly off. Strike 2 called.
And that's a tough pitch to handle right there. Inside corner. He already crowds the plate.
Have to really turn on that one. Usually lefties traditionally like that low inside pitch, but you're right, that one would have handcuffed him. Breaking ball caught Porter looking, and he knew it right away.
That was a great pitch.
Huffman gets the strikeout. There's been a walk and a strikeout here in the 6th. Joe Burke up to bat. Yet to join the hit parade, but he has reached on a walk. First time he'll face Huffman.
Again, Burke, one of the leading home run hitters in the USPBL with 4.
Cannot make a mistake. He will make you pay. And look at Acevedo trying to steal on the pitcher, but he got a little too aggressive, and he is thrown out trying to steal second. Nice, calm, cool, collected response from Huffman. And after a 4-pitch walk, and you're going, uh-oh, out of the pen, Now there's nobody out and 2 away.
Yeah, that changed the complexion of this inning, didn't it?
Just a bit. And right on cue, Joe Burke gets the base hit.
That's a manager's nightmare right there.
I believe the term I like to use the most that one coach told me is those situations break clipboards.
Yeah.
And now you have Bryant Schellenbarger coming up to bat. That and then hitting a guy with 2 strikes on him.
So Schellenbarger 3 for 3, the only run scored for the Diamond Hoppers in the 5th.
Breaking ball drops in right at the heart of the plate. Strike 1.
This guy's got some fun movement on his pitches.
Yes, he does. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. Quickly 0-2 on Schellenbarger. There's a reason why he strikes out at such a high rate. And you mentioned at the beginning, nearly 2 strikeouts per inning. 0-2 to Schellenbarger. The kick and the deal. Foul ball off of Schellenbarger. It is a war zone in that box tonight. And they're going to need extra ice packs after the game.
I like Huffman's composure.
Well, usually when a guy steals, you get a guy that tries to hurry up and throw it as quick as he can. That was a very calm response.
And everything about his demeanor.
Steps off. Everything seems to move with a purpose. He never looks like he's rushing anything.
Right, yeah. His heart rate not getting too quick. The game is moving at the speed he wants it to move at.
What's the Bull Durham quote? He's breathing through his eyelids.
There you go. Is he breathing through the right one, though?
Exactly. The 0-2. Breathing through the right one on that pitch as he gets Schellenbarger to swing and miss to complete the 6th inning. Still deadlocked at 1, Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers as we enter the late innings. Still all tied up here on the USPBL Network.
Throughout your life, from big moments to ones well earned, we're your financial guardian angel. Alliance Catholic Credit Union.
Top of the 7th here at Jimmy John's Field. We are tied at 1 run apiece for the Unicorns. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Bisharat, Weber, and Baggett to bat here in the 7th as the Unicorns try to break this 1-1 tie on a Friday night here in Utica. And back on the bump is Danny Sullivan. So he'll pitch 2 innings. Bisharat is officially 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and scored Utica's only run.
Jacob Bisharat comes to the plate as well. This is basically a 3-inning game now. Tristan Harvin had he survived his 3 2/3 innings. And his ERA will go down. Some of the numbers will look good after this one. Ryan Carolden had 5 magnificent innings. And now it's been handed to Danny Sullivan out for a second inning of work, and there's no one in that Diamond Hopper bullpen. So they are trusting him to get through a second inning of relief.
And I'll tell you what, surviving is a good way to describe this game in general. With all of the guys that have been banged up at the plate.
Right.
And all of the
catchers have taken some abuse.
All of the pitches they've had to throw here tonight, the batters have worked every one of the pitchers deep into counts.
2-1 to Bisharat. Gave it a ride last time, but Flores stole extra bases in the deepest part of left center. Bisharat hoping for a similar swing as last time. Three and one. Sullivan gets a swing and a foul. It was an interesting debut inning. He got the strikeout to start, and then a single and a walk, and then the traditional 3-6-1 double play. Full count here to Bisharat. Scored the Unicorns' only run as he takes a moment. That foul ball, it caught him.
And being that he's gotten banged up behind the plate also.
He's probably going to enjoy not having the game tomorrow. Get a little rest. Check swing. Did he go around? I'm going to assume not. He'll head down to first. That one nearly caught him.
Thought the catcher might ask for an appeal, but he doesn't.
Bisharat works the walk. Leadoff man, go-ahead man aboard. Jared Weber comes to the plate. Reached on catcher's interference and a ground ball. Or grounded out, his last time up. First pitch forces Weber to jackknife out of the way.
Sort of surprised the umpire hasn't made him button his shirt.
Yeah, it is. He is letting it hang out, showing off the green undershirt. We'll say the orange, green, and white of the Diamond Hoppers uniforms. A very sharp look. I like the almost minimalist style with not too many colors. It is a very traditional style of uniform. As Weber lines one foul. 2 balls and a strike. Runner on first, Jacob Bisharat. He represents the go-ahead run here in the 7th.
And runs become critical now because we are kind of not there yet, but we're edging towards that 2.5 hour curfew, if you will.
All right, depending on how the 7th goes, it's a soft cap.
Right.
But you're right that you don't want, if an inning gets away and there's a pitching change, it might come into play as Weber hits a towering fly ball into foul territory. Maddox on the run called off, and Pup couldn't make the basket catch. They ran a country mile to try and make that play.
Well, they made an announcement before the game because of the fireworks and everything
Right.
else going on tonight that was definitely a possibility.
Friday night fireworks. Again, if you're joining us, we appreciate you joining us from wherever you are watching from. I know we have viewers from all across the country, and we appreciate you watching for a lot of you family members here. But if you are in the Southeast Michigan area, we'd love to have you out. We still have the doubleheader tomorrow. And if you want to come for the fireworks every Friday night, it's a very popular event. The 3-2 ground ball. Bisharat was on the move, but foul ball will bring him back. Trying to stay out of that double play.
Sullivan looks good with his off-speed stuff. He's got himself into a little bit of a hole here.
3-2 payoff pitch once again to Weber. Ground ball to Pup. Fields it, Acevedo for one, over to Burke, and another double play. The third one the Diamond Hoppers have turned tonight. A pitcher's best friend, and they've had that in spades.
That one a little more traditional with shortstop to second base to first, but that is a big double play for Sullivan and a big double play for the Diamond Hoppers.
I will tell you what, I don't know if there's been a smoother middle of the infield than Acevedo and Pup. I mean, everything they do is just so fluid. It doesn't look like they're trying hard, but even when they're giving full effort, first pitch to Baggett misses inside, but man, those two guys take away a lot of the middle of the infield. That has to give you confidence as a pitcher knowing, hey, if a guy gets a hold of one, I have a lot of range up there. Defense is going to help me out. That didn't include Anthony Flores taking away extra bases a few innings back.
Yeah, it's been a very nice defensive effort by the Diamond Hoppers here tonight. Actually, by both teams. Has not been an error in the game.
See those three guys that really have shined today. Pup at short, Acevedo at second, and Flores in center. Two and one to Patrick Baggett. The shortstop counterpart to Pup. Hits it to Pup, and he can't make the backhand catch.
It was kind of a knuckleball hit.
That's a tough play, and, you know, it's not a fair expectation, but just the way Alex Pup plays short, I'm like, oh, he'll make that play. Not real. I mean, he's running backwards, has to go across the body on the backhand.
Right, and like I said, the ball looked like it was knuckling a little bit.
So Baggett gets his first hit of the night, only the third for the Unicorns. 1 on and 2 away for Angel Diaz. Diaz grounded into a double play, popped out. Baggett over on first. See if he tries to test Sullivan. Got that bigger leg kick that you might be able to get a jump off of.
Fairly short lead, though, that first time.
One ball, one strike to Diaz. Ground ball to third. Chest high hop. Goes the short way to Acevedo. And Maddox retires. Diaz and Sullivan, 2 strong innings as we head to the bottom of the 7th. But first, it is stretch time. Take Me Out to the Ball Game, sponsored by Genesis Credit Union here on the USPBL Network. Bottom of the 7th, all stretched out after the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Genesis Credit Union. And Dan, someone has to break this 1-1 tie, as those fans up in the suites have been very much enjoying this game. Everyone seems to. No one's left early to try and beat traffic. They want to see how this game ends, and they want to see the fireworks after as well.
Absolutely, and honestly, these teams have played so evenly and so closely that a 1-1 tie right now is the pretty appropriate place to be at.
And on the mound for the Utica Unicorns, Jacob Harsany, the Ashland product. Just 12 innings of work, has a 4.5 ERA. But this is a pretty high leverage spot for skipper Jim Messian to trust him in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to come in and you've got to keep it clean. You've got to try to keep them from denting home plate. And again, it's getting late.
Harsany, 3-pitch mix, sinker, slider, changeup. So everything he throws will have a little bit of movement. He'll face Joseph Califoot, Anthony Flores, and Todd Maddox.
Harsany with a 4.50 ERA, 11 strikeouts in 12 innings. He's had 7 appearances and started 1 game.
Joseph Califoot doubled his last time up. Love an encore. Put the go-ahead run up in the 7th. Harsany delivers. Whoa! Califoot dances out of the way. Count evens at 1 aside.
Hit the bull. Keep him honest. Don't want him digging in.
Califoot fouls this one away. Diamond Hoppers, the 1 run, have come on 9 hits, while the Unicorns have only mustered 3 hits. In fact, the 1 run they did score came in an inning where they did not record a hit. So, baseball is, again, one of those odd games. Swing and a miss from Califoot. That one dropped off the table. Looked like the changeup dropped below the bat of Califoot for out number 1.
And Flores with the only RBI in this game. And a great effort in center field.
Looking for his first hit, but you're right, he is the reason why this game is tied. Fouled that one straight back, 0-1.
You know, one of the great things about Jimmy John's Field, too, is the lighting system.
Yes.
And this, for a minor league ballpark, this is an excellent lighting system. In a lot of places, twilight is tough, which is where we are right now. But the lights are very, very good here.
Breaking ball in on the hands, and I'm sure some guys that have spent time in other leagues or affiliated ball, you get ones that maybe are a little outdated, as you see the lights right there. Either outdated or try to get it done as quickly as possible. Don't have the luxuries that Jimmy John's Field has. Dan, I don't know about you, but anytime I talk to a fan or someone that comes down to the game, I don't know if I've ever gone, the ballpark's just all right. They all seem to love it.
No, everybody loves it. There's nothing not to love.
1-2 the count to Flores. Harsany delivers and spikes it short of home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 away. 1-1 game, bottom of the 7th.
No, the folks involved in bringing this whole dream to the field, they've done an amazing job.
Have brought some very talented players here as well. Always a good product on the field. The 2-2 fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Flores battling. And for a 1-1 game, it's taken a little while to get to this point. It's because there have been guys left on base, and it seems like every batter has battled. Not too many have been just overmatched or gone down very easily.
Right, again, they've gone deep into every count, it feels like.
2-2. Half-hearted swing. And a diving Curiel stands up,
Amazing play.
And gets Flores. It was a half-hearted swing that he barreled up, and I think it got on Curiel pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he just barely kept that from going into the outfield. He stretched as far as he could. What a great defensive play, and we've seen a lot of great defensive plays tonight.
That was probably 6 inches off the plate away, and Curiel had committed, just kind of threw the barrel out there and hit it fairly well.
Almost paid off.
Todd Maddox up to the plate, strike one called. On the weekend, he has reached base 6 times in 7 plate appearances.
Yeah, he broke his streak with a walk his last at-bat, so.
What a bum. Couldn't get a third
Couldn't
hit.
get a hit.
Couldn't get another hit in a row. Instead just worked a walk.
His chance right here.
And, well,
look at that.
Right back at it up the middle. Todd Maddox. He's got to be feeling really good right now. His 6th hit in the past 2 days. 7th time he's reached base. Diamond Hoppers have some life here with 2 away in the 7th.
Yeah, he's having a great week in these last 2 days. 3 singles here today and a walk. 3 for 4 yesterday with an RBI.
Tripled as well in that game as Whit Hughes comes up to bat. He's fallen victim to the strikeout the last 2 times up. Chases one up the ladder a bit for strike one.
Catcher trying to get time.
Trying to see, did you see why he wanted time?
No, but he was waving his arm, trying to get the umpire's attention, but the pitcher was not focused on the plate yet.
That was a bit odd. Well, he called time initially, and then, yeah, Harsany didn't see it. He was about to deliver, and Bishrod had his arms on his side. That's got to be a scary feeling. Sitting there as a human backstop.
And it took the umpire a second to respond and to react.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball. Called strike. Don't know if he was agreed with it. Having a polite conversation with the umpire.
That's not an unhittable pitch, but it's pretty close.
It was a pitcher's pitch, to say the least.
To say the least.
The 1-2.
Whoa! Buzz the tower.
Hughes spins out of the way. He had another couple of words. Remember, I believe it was last at bat, there was the curveball that went behind his helmet. So I can understand how you'd get annoyed. I said then you'd rather have the curveball than the fastball. Well, that one was the fastball. And that one may have shaved a chin hair or two.
Hughes with a couple of strikeouts tonight, so a little extra agitated.
Strike 3 called, and Whit Hughes is going to turn the other cheek. He was not happy, as that's the hat trick for him. And Harsany is, well, he was finding a way to get that outside part of the plate. We've played 7, still tied at 1 here on the USPBL network.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Tryon to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Tryon's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Slide into a new home. Work with a local mortgage pro who works for you. Get a cheaper, faster, easier home loan. Find a mortgage broker near you today at findamortgagebroker.com.
Make your move. with a quick and easy mortgage from Genesis Credit Union. We have mortgages to fit your life. Genesis Credit Union. Visit us today.
Fans here at Jimmy John's Field have, well, had quite the treat of a game, a 1-1 duel between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Utica Unicorns. We are in the 8th, and Danny Sullivan being rewarded for his efforts with a 3rd inning in relief.
Yeah, they've been 2 rather imperfect innings, but he's kept the Diamond Hoppers off the board, and that's all that matters.
He faces 9-1 to Donovan Curiel, Lucas Gooden, and Nick Pastor.
Yeah, Sullivan's picked up 1 strikeout, but he's gotten 2 double plays, which have been crucial in getting him out of the 6th and 7th inning.
Now, last night, the Diamond Hoppers did use 4 pitchers: Chris Kelly, Delmas Russ, Christian Stelling, and Luke Drummond. So that does limit your options a bit. You have Cole and Irwin, who haven't pitched this weekend, still available, and one of the 2 warming up down in the Diamond Hopper bullpen. But Ryan Kottke hoping that Danny Sullivan can go 3 strong out of the pen.
And neither one of these teams plays tomorrow, so they have a full week to bounce back.
First pitch swinging. Blooper into left field, and Curiel has his first hit of the night.
Almost got him at first base.
Shame on me. I was looking down to write a single in my book, and they nearly got him.
And they almost got him. I think the ball might have beat him there.
Ooh, heads up throw back to first. You know, you get into a routine, you see a base hit. All right, that's as routine as it gets. Single, and then I hear, whoa, from the crowd, and look up. So
Flores having himself quite a night in center field.
Indeed he has. Can Sullivan find a double play ball for a 3rd straight inning? Lucas Gooden up to bat, 0 for 3 with a pair of Ks. Sandwiched in between them, a line out to right. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice job by Hughes to keep it in front.
Sullivan throws a lot of off-speed pitches.
That indeed he does. Part of the reason why he's gotten so many ground balls. In fact, unofficially, I don't have him recording a fly ball out yet. 2-1 to Gooden.
Yeah, that's correct.
Top of the order, it's been held pretty much in check. 2 for 12, if my math is correct. 2 for 11. Aberrett had a hit. Pastor had a hit. You take the top 4 batters, is Gooden fouls this one away. 4 strikeouts in there as well. So the Unicorn offensive struggles that we talked about in the pregame, after last weekend, they had the boom 17 runs, get shut out in the non-public earlier in the week, and have put up 1 run through 7 innings here tonight. Wave and a miss. Gooden strikes out for the 3rd time tonight.
And unlike the Diamond Hoppers, the Unicorns have not gotten anything from the bottom of their order either. Just 1 hit from 7 on down.
Just 4 total hits on the day. Been well out hit, but still in the game. Top of the 8th, deadlocked at 1. First pitch to Pastor, misses away, ball 1. Pair of strikeouts, he singled his last time up. Alex Pup almost took it away. Hit it hard enough up the middle and used his speed.
It's a 300 hitter, so he's the guy you want up there.
Bit late on that fastball coming in at 88. 1 ball, 1 strike. Might have been sitting soft stuff. Way outside. Hughes was ready to fire down. He was a bit of a lankier catcher. He's got that big arm wingspan, and he can reach out and grab one. That would have been behind a righty. But Hughes made that look pretty routine.
Yeah, kind of Mickey Tettleton's build.
2-1. Dots that low and outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, 1 away. Outside, and, well, I'm sure Hughes is thinking something in the back of his head with that pitch. Hoping he could get that call as well. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner on first, 1 away. We're in the 8th. Still tied at 1. Sullivan delivers. Swing and a miss. Hughes throws down to second. The tag! No, not in time. It was a double clutch from Hughes. Had to wait, I believe, for Pup to get over in time. And while that wouldn't have been the double play that's gotten them out of the inning before, would have been a strike him out, throw him out.
Still would have been another double play, huh?
Right, would have been nearly fitting, but Sullivan, 2 big strikeouts after the leadoff man reached. Curiel in scoring position with the stolen base. Up to Felix Aberrett. 1 for 2 today with a walk mixed in. And a quick disengagement from Sullivan. So that's his first one. Looks at Curiel. No one really holding him on. Slider comes through the front door for strike 1.
It's only the second runner to get as far as second base on Sullivan.
1 ball, 1 strike, and Sullivan's a pitch away from 3 really solid innings in relief. He had a few bumps, but for a pro debut, have to be happy with what he's given so far. The 1-1. Swing and a towering fly ball, not deep. Califoot comes in, calls off Pup, and Danny Sullivan, 3 scoreless innings out of the pen, keeps us tied at 1. Can the Diamond Hoppers find the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th? Be back here on the USPBL Network.
The Dave & Buster's method is designed to help you unlearn adulthood and discover the funner you hidden within you. The you that doesn't think about adult things and stuff. Ashley, I don't want to hear anything about your car registration when we're at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
The you want to be. Let the Dave & Buster's method illuminate you. Begin the method today with 5 free games. You know you want to.
First State Bank is a locally owned and operated business. We're part of your community. At fsbcares.com, you'll find ways that we're making a difference by featuring locally owned and operated businesses, providing access to helpful financial resources, and engaging with community. fsbcares.com is part of our commitment to the neighborhood because strong neighbors mean stronger communities. Where good neighbors do great things. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, there we are. We get on camera during the game. Brady Beaton, and that is Dan York joining me tonight. We've had a really fun game, and you don't need to subject the viewers to this any longer.
That's why they hide us up here in the first place.
Right, that's why. I mean, it's bad enough that they have to see me on camera for the pregame, but we've enjoyed this one from our vantage point in our little crow's nest behind home plate. 1-1 Unicorns and Diamond Hoppers. You look at the records there. Unicorns in first place, Diamond Hoppers in 4th in the USPBL. That's how close this 4-team league is. If the Diamond Hoppers win it, believe it or not, they're a game out of first after losing 6 straight. They won their non-public. They won the game last night. And tonight, trying to make it 3 in a row, Alex Pup comes up to bat. First pitch swinging, takes it down the right field line, but Diaz had the beat on it. Out number 1 on just a single pitch.
So if the Diamond Hoppers can manage to scratch a run out of here, they can wrap this up in the top of the 9th.
Put a lot of pressure on the Unicorns, but Jacob Harsany done a nice job out of the pen himself. He didn't get Todd Maddox out, but apparently nobody can. You get prime Nolan Ryan, and I guess Todd Maddox is going to find a way on base this weekend. So I wouldn't feel too bad about that one. But besides Maddox, retired the other 4 batters he's faced. Acevedo chases the breaking ball. 0-2, or excuse me, was just out in front of the breaking ball. He walked last time up and then got caught stealing, trying to steal basically on the pitcher. There wasn't a pitch thrown, but he thought pitcher wasn't paying attention, and Huffman turned around and gunned him at second. 0-2 pitch misses low, 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball, foul over top of Ryan Cockey. Harsany keeps that glove over the chin. As you see the fan that got the foul ball. Swing, is that a foul tip? It was not. Heading down to first, Acevedo, and there won't be a throw. Hit off the glove. I wasn't sure if the contact we heard was off the bat or off the glove. And, well, at this point in the game, whether it's by hook or by crook, Acevedo gets on, and he represents the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, that's huge to record the strikeout but still end up with the runner on base. That is enormous.
Taj Porter's found his way on base twice tonight. He walked and was hit by a pitch, popped out and struck out, in the other 2 trips to home plate. Pitch misses outside, ball 1. Infield and double play depth. Now, at some point, you are going to have to face some power in the Eastside lineup, whether it's this inning or in the 9th. You know you've got some talented batters coming up, and Porter, I think he was trying to give them a 2-run lead on that swing. He wasn't trying to poke that the other way.
And Acevedo obviously putting a lot of pressure on the pitcher.
Well, he showed he's not afraid to run. 1-1 grounded foul. However, getting caught stealing earlier in the game, that could say, hey, he can be a free runner, or he can go, all right, I got caught once. I'm sure as heck not going to get caught again in the bottom of the 8th with only 1 out, because that would be a very long walk back to the dugout.
No, but I do think he has to be aggressive on the bases.
The 1-2.
Oh, well, that'll move him up.
Caught Porter, hit for the second time. Caught him in the elbow. Now Porter crowds the plate a bit, but still got him in the elbow, and the runner, Acevedo, moves into scoring position. So Porter, in basically an emergency relief duty, when he found out he was going to play about an hour and a half before the game, doesn't have a hit, but you reach base 3 times, and not the worst stat line for the day.
No.
Brings up Joe Burke.
And more importantly, it moved Acevedo to second base.
If there was ever a time for Harsany to find that ground ball, he does throw the sinker. Burke swings over top of one. Singled his last time up.
He leads the USPBL with 20 RBIs. He certainly wants 21 right here.
He was the hero last night. RBI number 20 won them the game a night ago. Hoping.
All right, 22 then.
Yeah. Let's get greedy. 23.
Right.
Hit one into the night. The 0-1. Miss low. Bisharat tried to sell it. Umpire wasn't buying. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harsany looks in, comes set, the kick and deal. Line drive, foul the other way.
That would have been trouble.
That had that slicing action. Off the bat for a second, you lean in and then barreled it up, just not quite enough on it to keep it fair. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acevedo on second, Porter on first. Harsany steps off. First disengagement, but deep in the at-bat shouldn't come into play. I don't imagine Acevedo would try and steal third. Now that would be a gutsy move. The 1-2. Oh, caught him in the back. Back-to-back hit batters. Burke not happy. Don't think that felt good. And bases
well, that
are loaded.
Takes us back to the beginning of this game when Utica assembled their run on a comedy of errors almost. So you've got 2 runners on base hit by pitches. You've got Acevedo, who's on third base after he struck out, and the swinging third strike was missed, and that's going to prompt a visit to the mound.
Dan, through the first 7 innings, and this does not feel like a real number, and I may have counted wrong. I think I can at least count. I believe 14 runners have been left on base by the Diamond Hoppers, by my unofficial count. And that doesn't include Alex Pup, who grounded into a double play to end the or who was on base when they grounded into a double play.
No, that sounds about right.
14 through 7 innings. Sure, you're getting guys on base, but man, if you're the Diamond Hoppers, even if you win this game, you got to have a conversation. Guys, let's get that clutch gene going. Let's get that big-time hit as you see some action in the Unicorn bullpen. That looks like
12.
Jace Bauman. It's going to be up to Jacob Harsany. He has to face Bryant Schellenbarger, and he has been, well, besides Todd Maddox, maybe the hottest hitter in the lineup. First pitch misses away, and that's not what you want to do. Miss early to Schellenbarger.
He is 3 for 4 today with a run scored.
Struck out his last time up. Infield and double play depth. Schellenbarger just needs to elevate one. Called strike, and Schellenbarger did not like it.
Yeah, that didn't look too close to the plate from here, from this angle.
Can't let that affect you. Still a 1-1 count in a big moment.
But the strike zone has been wide. There's no doubt about it.
The 1-1. Cue shot towards the Diamond Hopper dugout.
Yeah, you basically have to know, if you're the hitter, that the wide strike is a definite possibility, not to let it go by.
1-2. Harsany looking for that ground ball. I'm sure he'll take a strikeout as Schellenbarger calls time. Big moment. He's been seeing the ball well all week long. Harsany set. The deal. Tapper foul.
The pressure continues to build with the bases juiced and 1 out in a tie game in the bottom of the 8th.
We know we're going to get fireworks post-game, but will we get them here in the 8th with Schellenbarger? Harsany. Set the deal. Fouled straight back.
Not giving in. There you see the bases loaded.
Schellenbarger battling the 1-2. Fouled off again. Schellenbarger not going down quietly.
How many pitches is that this at bat?
Let me double check. But I believe that's about 6 or 7, and it's still a 1-2 count. That pitch 7 coming up. The delivery. Ground ball to second. Curiel over to Baggett for 1 to first. And when you need it, Jacob Harsany with the double play, the 5th double play we've seen tonight. And we head to the 9th all tied up. Hey, we'll say these pitchers have made the big time pitch when they've needed all evening long. We head to the 9th here on the USPBL Network.
Companies are competing for talent like never before. With the complexities of handling tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and other HR functions, it's easy to see how a professional employer organization like Tryon Solutions makes all the difference. Tryon empowers businesses of all sizes to attract and retain talent by offering access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans. With Tryon, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You can always rely on Tryon.
At Ascension, Michigan, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare. Our nationally recognized heart program is the leader throughout Michigan in minimally invasive heart valve procedures. For joint replacement, spine, and cancer care, patients choose our specialists for advanced care and treatment. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
Back here on the USPBL Network, 1-1. Nobody is able to score. They can't break through. Diamond Hoppers have left 16 runners on base. And just out of curiosity, I wanted to look it up. For just Major League Baseball, just as a reference point, you have 150 odd years of history. That's a pretty good sample size to know. And in that time, the record for runners left on base in the American League is 20 in a 9-inning game and 18 in the National League. However, that happened in 1956 and 1897, respectively. You don't see it too often. Diamond Hoppers hoping to pull out a win as Brett Irwin comes in to bat. He will face Josh Baker, Jacob Bisharat, and Jared Weber, the 4, 5, 6 of the Utica order. Irwin's first pitch misses outside. Both 4-seam and 2-seam fastball, a changeup and a slurve for Irwin.
So we'll see what a fresh arm can do here in the top of the 9th. We are tied at 1.
The 2-0, swing and a miss from Baker. Healthy hack on the 2-0 pitch. Brett Irwin on the year, not a huge sample size, 12 1/3 innings of work. He's only walked 5, he's fanned 13, so you like that ratio. A 4.38 ERA. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Baker's trying to untie this game in this at-bat. 2 healthy hacks, was not cheated.
Baker, the co-home run leader. Baker on the Unicorns and Burke on the Diamond Hoppers.
3-2 to Baker. Has not reached today. A couple of ground outs and a fly out to left. One of those ground outs resulted in one of the 5 double plays we've seen today.
And that was the 3-6-1 double play.
Fouled back out of play. Pitch number 7 coming in this at-bat. Three, 2 once again. High and away, leadoff man reaches in the 9th.
Well, that's the last thing that the Diamond Hoppers wanted to see.
Now, if there's one thing that the Diamond Hoppers could use right now, it's a double play.
Because we need another one.
They've forced Irwin. They forced the Unicorns to ground into 3 of them.
We've got a pinch runner at first base, Lara.
Alejandro Lara in for Baker. Got some speed over at first. Lara, that's a big lead over at the first base bag. First pitch misses up high. Hughes thought about the back pick, thought better of it. Bisharat hit by a pitch, flied out, walk.
And you might see in a traditional extra inning situation where you might not want to take that big of a bat out of the lineup, but because of the structure of the overtime or the extra innings here, it won't be as big a deal as if we're a extended inning game, I guess.
So if this is the first time watching, if you're new to the USPBL, we'll go to if this is tied after 9, you go to a sudden death half inning. Flip a coin. Winner gets to pick offense or defense. If you pick offense, you get a runner on first with nobody out. If you score, you win. If the defense holds, the defense wins. Pretty simple as the pickoff goes to first. Lara back in sliding.
And boy, if I win the coin toss today, I'm definitely taking defense. The way the way the pitchers have been working and the way the hitting has struggled. And really, the hitting hasn't struggled. They just haven't scored any runs.
Utica struggled a little more to get hits. They found runners on base. Ooh, that looked like a pretty decent pitch that Bisharat let go by, and he's rewarded with ball 2 called. 2 balls and a strike. Lara, aggressive lead over at first. Irwin delivers. Fly ball left field. Califoot has it in his tracks and brings it in for out number 1. Off the bat, you thought maybe it had a chance, then you realized just too much height on it.
Yeah, the way the ball is carried here tonight, it looked like it had a chance, but it really just turned out to be a standard fly ball.
Jared Weber has reached once on a catcher's interference call. Grounded into a double play last time up. Brett Irwin looking for something. Here's the pickoff over, and Lara nearly picked off. And again, with the new pickoff rules, you get 2 disengagements per batter, or if they steal, it resets. But on the 3rd, you have to get them, otherwise it's a balk. Swing and a miss. Weber swung through the high and inside fastball.
And I think Lara, for sure, if there's 2 disengagements or 2 throws to first, we'll see him go.
Or I think a 2-strike count as well. Get in maybe an off-speed count. Swing and a miss, back-to-back fastballs.
Well, here you go. Let's see.
I don't know. Those were 2 challenge fastballs, and Weber swung right through them. Maybe you take it another rung up the ladder and see if he swings through it. 0-2 to Weber. He's able to catch up with the fastball enough, but that was basically what we were expecting, a challenge fastball up the letters. Alejandro Lara, the pinch runner at first. He represents the go-ahead run in the top of the 9th. See that aggressive lead over at first. The 0-2 swing and a ground ball, but foul. 4 straight fastballs, all of them above the belt. When do you switch off to the breaking ball, or do you just keep going with the fastball?
I think I'm going to keep coming to Weber with the fastball.
He was too late with the swings before. He was late on the foul ball, and that time he was out in front of the heater.
Might waste one a little higher.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Came with the off-speed, pulled the string on Weber, and he gets the punch out.
Yeah, it was right in the hitting zone, but the speed change was too much for Weber to adjust to.
He was thinking what you were thinking, another fastball. And it's up to Patrick Baggett, with 2 away, has singled once today, his last time up, has worked a walk as well. If you're curious, due up for the Diamond Hoppers, Califoot, Flores, and Maddox 5, 6, 7 in the bottom of the ninth.
As we approach the 3-hour mark in this game, lots of activity on the bases.
It's been a fun one.
Been a great game.
For a long game, it has always had a little bit of drama to it. 1 ball, 1 strike after Baggett fouls it away.
A lot of base runners, 5 double plays, a lot of strategy involved in this game.
And a lot of clutch pitches being thrown. There's something to be said for when the chips are down, making the play or making the pitch. Pick off to first, Lara back in sliding. That's the first disengagement with Baggett at the plate.
Yeah, the pitchers have dug themselves some holes tonight, but they've managed to get out of basically every one.
1-1, the pitch. Fly ball right field, heading back. Schellenbarger settles underneath of it, and we head to the bottom of the ninth. Still tied at 1. Can the Diamond Hoppers walk it off for the second consecutive night, or will the Unicorns force extra innings? Head to the bottom of the ninth here on the USPBL Network. Jace Ballman tasked with keeping this game tied and sending us to the sudden death extra inning. 1-1 in the bottom of the ninth. Joseph Califoot, Anthony Flores, and Todd Maddox due up here in the bottom of the ninth. And Ballman comes in a spot where, well, he wants to get it to that final half inning. Ballman will come at you with the 4-seam, the 2-seam, the changeup, the curveball, and the slider.
And big changes defensively.
Right, with Lara coming in, that is going to move just about everyone around.
It looks like Weber has moved to right. It looks like Baggett has moved to third. It looks like Diaz has moved to left.
Right, because Baker's out of the game. And then
22 stays in center.
So that's Pastor, and I'm assuming Lara moves to short.
And that is Laura at short. Oh, no, is it?
That's Curiel, and they moved Lara
to second.
Lara to second, Curiel.
All right.
So only 6 of the 9 positions changed from the last inning. Joe Califoot, 1-0 count. Misses outside 2-0. You do not want to walk the go-ahead run on in the ninth. That is one of the big Cardinal sins when you're pitching in the ninth.
Califoot with a double.
The 2-0. Just clips the outside part of the plate. That's a good 2-0 pitch.
He had a walk in the third, so he is 2 for 3 with a couple, or 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Just need to find your way on any way you can. The 2-1. Popped up. Perhaps playable. Bisharat comes over. He runs out of room.
And there's where the short area behind home plate comes into play. Not that that would have been fair in most places anyways, but he ran out of room in a hurry.
And down the line, Cavernous, right behind home plate. Not a lot of room at all. 2 balls, 2 strikes. to Joseph Califoot. Chokes up a bit on the bat. Cues it away. Hopper's trying to walk it off for the second consecutive night. Califoot leads us off in the bottom of the ninth. Chopper to the right side. Laura, chest high, easy flip, one away in the home half of the ninth.
As we edge closer to that sudden death extra inning.
Anthony Flores up to bat, has not reached base today, but is responsible for the only run scored for the Diamond Hoppers when he hit a sac fly all the way back in the fifth. He's got to find a way on. First pitch called strike.
Just need to scratch one out. He has the only RBI in the game.
The 0-1. Hard hit to center, but it's hit too hard. Pastor had it played perfectly. Flores a bit perturbed as that was a really nice swing. Hit it hard, but puts it in the gap. You might be on second or third. He hit it at Pastor, so he's back in the dugout.
Yeah, he barreled that up perfectly, but just put a little too much on it.
Wouldn't this be poetic, Hollywood-esque? The man that has had the best weekend out of any hitter so far, Todd Maddox. If he could find a way to end this, would that not be the cherry on top of what has been a great couple of games?
Oh, well, another hit batter.
He gets on base, though.
Yeah.
Fifth time today he's reached. Not the Hollywood ending you're looking for, but he reaches on the hit by.
Well, the writers are on strike, so that was the best we could come up with.
We're not very creative. So that pushes it to Whit Hughes.
So that's 4 Diamond Hoppers that were hit tonight, I believe.
Again, got to have that extra ice pack ready in the dugout or in the clubhouse. Whit Hughes has struck out 3 times. Last time he was not very pleased with the strike 2 or 3 call. All of that can be erased if he can find a gap. First pitch breaking ball called strike. That was a pretty good pitch to hit, but I don't know who's sitting curveball in this spot. 0-0.
By the way, Maddox has been on base 8 times in the last 2 days.
That's, as I understand it, the research department says that's good. Pick off over to first.
It didn't require AI to tell us that or anything.
No, not a lot of advanced analytics in that stat. 0-1 to Hughes. 1 pickoff attempt over to Maddox. Breaking ball.
Just missed. Boy, that's been a strike a couple of times today.
It's a nice pitch. But a stone cold take from Hughes, and he's rewarded. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away here in the 9th. Unicorns trying to force that extra inning. Swing and a miss from Hughes. Trying to uncork on 1 and 2. Bauman set the pitch. Misses low, 2 and 2. Alex Pup is on deck, and he's 2 for 4, but he's had 4 nice swings. You don't want to put Hughes on and push the winning run to scoring position. This needs to be the put-away pitch. The 2-2. Chopper foul, Hughes battling.
Nice job of protecting the plate. Infield and outfield straight up. Outfield a little deep.
And that no doubles look, they don't want any way that Maddox scores from first. Jam shot pops it up. We have sudden death here at Jimmy John's Field on Friday night. So if you're just joining us, let's go over once again how this works. It will be 1/2 inning. This game will be done in no more than 5 to 10 minutes. Ryan Kotke and looks like Nick Caruso will come out for the coin toss. Flip a coin. Winner gets to pick offense or defense. If you pick offense, you get a runner on first with nobody out. If you score, you win. If you don't score, the defense wins. So the Diamond Hoppers win, and they're going to take the field. So that means the Utica Unicorns will send up in their order 8-9-1. They can't push across the run. Diamond Hoppers win. It'll be Patrick Baggett over on first. So Baggett on first. And not that you would want to run for Patrick Baggett because he's got some speed to him, but if you did want to pinch run, you cannot until the first at-bat is complete. So you have to keep a guy there. And coming out for the Diamond Hoppers, Luke Drummond, and he was lights out last night. He faced 6 batters. First batter lined out. He fanned the next 5 he faced. So Luke Drummond feeling pretty good. Trying to get the Diamond Hoppers their 3rd straight win, pull within a game of the Unicorns in first base, or in first place, rather.
And I totally agree with the Diamond Hoppers strategy of playing defense. Again, the offense has been hard to come by tonight, but just even if that weren't the case, getting that guy home from first is a challenge.
It is, and you have to look at also, where are you in the order? Diamond Hoppers would have sent up 9-1-2. The Unicorns send up 8-9-1. So you get a favorable matchup, and you talked about it earlier. The bottom of the Utica lineup has not produced. Curiel singled his last time up, but Diaz, Curiel, and Gooden are combined on the night 1 for 10. So that is something that you start looking at maybe in the 8th inning when you see it's tied. Okay, where is it going to be? What's the situation? Who do we have in the pen? Angel Diaz will get us started once Drummond delivers his last warm-up pitch. Here in the extra half inning, we'll have a winner. We'll have a loser in about 5 minutes. It is exciting. It has produced some very, very exciting results. I mean, you'll run around first. Nothing's more fun than sudden death.
No, this is a very original concept. I like the idea a lot.
And the fans waiting here, they know, all right, we're going to get a fun finish, and we're going to get to have fun with all the post-game activities as well. Luke Drummond on the bump. First pitch bunt attempt, popped up, foul.
And that's smart.
When you're pitching to someone trying to sacrifice bunt, you want it up in the zone, don't you?
Yeah, you want to make it hard for him to handle. And you want exactly what happened right there. You want him to pop it up, but you hope he pops it up into the field of play.
5-pitch mix for Drummond. 2 and 4 seam fastball, slider, curve, and a split change. Diaz shows bunt, pulls back, ball outside.
Let's see if he squares again.
Maddox playing in at third. Going to second, Baggett, swing, miss, Hughes throw, and did Pup get the tag? No, he didn't. I don't know how he caught it, but Baggett in scoring position.
Great play by the shortstop to keep that ball from the outfield, but you're right. The runner, he almost made.
He did. This was something to. Winning run at second, 1-2 to Diaz. Ball up the Acevedo picks it up on the backhand, retires Diaz, but the winning run 90 feet away.
Oh, it's advantage. Getting that base, the outfielders will have to, at whatever their arm strength, can't play any deeper than make the plate, with only sacrifice fly in this game.
Curiel back to the pitcher, grounded second, singled in his 3 plate appearances.
Califoot is really deep for this situation.
And they're going to put Curiel on second.
I like that.
I do too, when in a vacuum, walking the 9-hitter to turn the lineup over, not the best idea, but you look at what Gooden and Pastor have done. 1 for 8 with 6 strikeouts.
And it's an odds game right here.
Yes. That also puts what else? The double play ball in order. And wouldn't that be fitting? Are they going to put Gooden on as well?
Well, again, these 2 runners don't matter, so you create a force now at every base. We've seen A.J. Hinch do this. We've seen major league managers do this frequently.
Right, because, okay, he hits a home run, you lose by 4.
Yeah.
The loss counts.
Right. It's only 1 loss.
So
the only run that matters is the one at third base, or the only runner.
Middle infield is in double play depth. Corners are playing in. Outfield shallow. Swing and a miss from Nick Pastor. Now it is gutsy to go to a guy that for the year is now just a tick below 300, but he has struck out 3 times today. 1. Drummond set, the 0-1. Called strike 2.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm looking at Schellenbarger and Califoot in the outfield, and they are awfully deep for the situation.
No, Schellenbarger trusts his arm. He likes to uncork one, but you're right. A little deep. Foul ball out of play, 0-2. Now, 0-2, you have to be a little careful. You don't want a breaking ball in the dirt necessarily. The winning run 90 feet away. The 0-2. Oh, wow. Where did that miss? Whoo! That looked like a pretty, wow. Pastor with new life. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Drummond, a lot of faith was put in him loading the bases and being trusted on no day's rest to come in the 2nd consecutive day to pitch the extra inning. If he can get Felix Averette out, the Diamond Hoppers will win their 3rd straight.
So the outfielders can go back to their normal depth, as can the infielders. 2 out here in our extra inning.
Felix Averette, 1 hit on the day. That was all the way back in the 1st. First pitch called strike. Gooden's at first, Curiel's at second. It doesn't matter. Patrick Baggett, the only one you need to worry about at third. Averette waits. Swing and a pop-up. This should do it. Burt comes over, and the Diamond Hoppers win it. Baggett moves up to third with only 1 out, but Luke Drummond slams the door, turns out the lights, and the Diamond Hoppers have won 3 straight.
And Drummond will pick up the win.
Yes, he will.
What a great game here tonight at Jimmy John's Field.
It was a fun one, a pitcher's duel, and how about them Diamond Hoppers? They slam the door when they need it. Clutch pitches made. Ryan Kotke fired up, as he should be. 3 straight wins after a 6-game skid. And the Diamond Hoppers pitching showing up and showing out. In a moment, Chelsea will be down with our player of the game.
It's chaos on the field right now.
It is. Kids are running the bases. They're trying to get it done, set up for fireworks. But again, it's what makes the USPBL so great. Again, in a moment, Chelsea will be down with our player of the game.
And the Diamond Hoppers will pull within 1 game of the Unicorns now in the USPBL standings.
And the Unicorn offense, 1 run in the last 19 innings. That is not the offensive production you would like. However, they've given up also 1 run or 2 runs in those 19 innings, and they're 0-2.
I mean, their pitching is outstanding, but you've still got to score a couple of runs.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. There is a lot of chaos going on. And I thought I saw her down there.
Yes, we'll confess we don't know if Chelsea is actually down there or not.
But it was a fun one. As the kids are running the bases. There's a ton of young baseball fans out here.
And they're trying to get them only to run the bases once.
Right,
but they want to run forever, but they want to do fire the
yeah,
of course the team wants to do fireworks. Well, this was an outstanding game.
Eastside, where the diamond hoppers ain't too many of the teams can defeat us. You on the sideline warming up the benches. Need a lesson I can show you.
That'll do it for us from Jimmy John's Field. The Diamond Hoppers win the sudden death extra inning by holding the Utica Unicorns a 2-1 final score. Dan, it was a lot of fun sitting in this game with you. Some great pitching. Thanks so much for spending your Friday night with us.
Brady, had a great time.
I did as well. Diamond Hoppers have won 3 straight. Be back tomorrow with a 5:30, 7:30 doubleheader between the Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. For my partner, Dan York, I'm Brady Bean. Thank you so much for tuning in to the USPBL Network. Hope you all have a safe and wonderful Friday night.
Too many of the teams can defeat us. You on the sideline warming up the benches. Need a lesson I can show you, I can teach you. You see a Diamond Hopper fan, point them out. 8, 5 ball, catch a frog, walk it out. 8, every time you score I'm throwing up my diamond. Both hands in the air, same time, and let's rock.